Shibuya Startup Support Center, and we visit them in Tokyo. Thanks again to JICA. We went to see how they operate, what kind of services they provide. That's why we thought that it would be very important for them to come over here. Then we visited Shinagawa, Gotanda Valley, and to talk about what they do. And totally different environment, totally different things happening just in Tokyo, to be honest. Shibuya is all about creative art, pop art, design. You go to Shinagawa, it's all about in that industry, how to make, things more efficient. All this, how the ecosystem of industries and potential support that you can get from Shinagawa Prefecture was very, very amazing, right? So all of them offer different things, but they all come together. And that's what we need also to do in Mongolia, right? Last but not least, we also have Hayata-san. Hayata-san, where are you? Oh, over there. So Plug and Play, he was in Mongolia last August. He found us on the web, visited our offices, and we felt like we need to bring Plug and Play into Mongolia, right? Again, as an ecosystem, not as one company. So that's, I think, very important for us. So without ado, I would like to start this event. The event is structured in a way that first we are hearing from our Japanese partners on what they do, so that you can have a fresh information. Then we also invite our partner accelerator programs to present some of their startups, so to give some idea about startup ecosystem here in Mongolia, what kind of startups Mongolians have for our Japanese guests as well, right? So I think the first one is UB Innovation Hub. Will present some of their startups, then followed by MCS, MCM-Stars. Okay, so we are going to have some of the presentation from their cohort, and then we are going to present our own cohort as well. There is one actually startup which is no one's cohort, but they successfully raised a very good seed funding in Singapore, and it's a very interesting startup. We are also looking into and learning more from them. So I hope it's going to be very, very interesting. It's not a pitch competition. It's more like a let's get to know each other type of a event. Okay, so let's start. And I'm not an MC. Tenge will be our MC, our CEO, and I'll be sitting and listening. Thank you.
Let's just straight away get this event going. We will start with Shibuya Startup Support. And Mr. Tsutomu-san and Naomi-san is going to present.
Can you change presentation more?
Do you want them to scroll it for you? They can just scroll it for you.
Okay. Thank you. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Tsutomu, and from Shibuya City Office, and
I'm Naomi Shimada for the Shibuya Star Support as a lead of the visa program.
we explain how Tokyo Shibuya City supports international startups to enter Japanese market. Okay. Shibuya Startup Support is a government-backed initiative that helps international startups to start and scale their business in Japan. We provide a one-stop support service, including startup visa, living support, and more. Our core is diversity and inclusivity. Also, our goal is to make Shibuya a vibrant global startup ecosystem. And we make founder-first community. Next, please. We have one movie. Can you open YouTube? This is an introduction video of Shibuya South Support showing the streets of Shibuya. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's play.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this showing in the co-working space is actually previous our office. The Shibuya Star Support has a free co-working space for the visa holders. So we actually is move into it's a new place. It's really quite really nice place. So we have a 3 floor, and 1 floor is a co-working space, and then 2nd floor is we have a meeting room and then seminar rooms, and also we have a rooftop. So we having some events on the rooftop, and also it's quite nice too. So we are actually have like an accelerator program, and we invite from the abroad. And then also we this community is really a lot of communities. So it's good to know each other as a like we are accelerator, and also start a support team. We always combine together as a communities. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And Shibuya is the center of Tokyo and Japan. Next slide, please. And this is a map of Tokyo subway lines. Various lines are located in around Shibuya. Next, please. Okay, Shibuya has the famous scramble crossing. It is a place where 50,000 people pass by every day and has been the setting for various video productions. Okay, next please. Okay. Shibuya is home for local startups and tech giants. And there are over 2,000 startups, 150 IPO companies, for example, DNA, GMO Internets, Cyber Agent, and more. And over 100 co-working spaces, 60 venture capitals, and 8 accelerator programs. Okay. And also, Shibuya is home for tech giants, for example, Google, Stripe, and Spotify, and more. From here, I will turn over to Naomi for more detail on Shibuya startup support efforts.
So this is we show in the screen is startup visa. So actually is led by the Shibuya City. We support for like incorporation process. So startup visa for 1 year for who wants to establish in Japan and then start a business in Japan. And then one of the Shibuya City is a issue startup visa. So actually is for foreigner is really actually is harder to establish a company in Japan because you have to find a office and also opening a bank account, and also you have to find it is a good community and everything like that. So we understand is the situations about it, is the how difficult to business in Japan. So Shibuya startup support can support for like incorporation process, and then also timeline for landings mean is that before apply the visa is also you have to submit the business plan, and then also it's a requirement the documents from the Shibuya city. So it's those kind of documents really kind of complicated. So we support one by one, and also we step by step. So it's kind of like take out the worry things is the landing in Japan. So we always let them know is how long take a while to get visa, and also how long to establish in Japan. So that's how we support as well. And then also is if you once you get the startup visa, you have to transition to the business model visa. So this is a requirement. So this kind of you have like a 1 year to preparation, the incorporation process, but so far it's kind of really so challenging all the time. So we also support for like opening bank account and find the office, and also life support. That's those kind of we support always do, and every day we always connected in the visa holders. So it's really a friendly ecosystem. And then also if you prepare for your funding, and then also is investments, it really wants to keep in for the until business model visa. So we also provide a space to work and also business meeting. So the Shibuya city landing in a free co-working space in Shibuya, and currently our location is really close to Shibuya station, like about maybe walk 10 minutes away, and yes, you in there. So and also Daikayama station and Ebi station. So 3 stations really close by. So very accessible is area as well. And this is actually one of the benefits for the visa holder. If you get visa, you can use of co-working space for free 1 year. That's really good for the benefit because you want to spend for like renting the office very hard to keep the investment everything. So that's why we provide a working space for the visa holders. And also the support for the daily life is complicated, like how the language barrier. So we also have some application, and also our support team always the by side. So we always willing to hear some problem and also like concerned about anything. So we always support them is all the time. Yes. And then second is networking opportunities. So we have it actually is every day. Not every day. Sorry. Every Wednesday we having in a weekly called weekly brunch. So weekly brunch we do actually is the current visa holder, and also sometimes investors, and then also acceleration program in accelerator from the abroad that we invite. So we can connect it with in the many communities put together, so one event. So that's we do in the monthly events. And also, we also invited to the visa holder for the Slack group. So Slack group is more like a friendly communication. So it's kind of like we do is a visa visa program support. So we actually is more specific problem or like some step for we support. But Slack group is you can communicate with more simple questions. How when I find the bank account, and also where is a very good for me is for example Japanese bank is where is it, and also how can I find the renting office. So some kind of the simple questions you can do in the Slack group. And also the finding the right people, the right timing. So this is actually after the get visa, it's kind of challenging for the visa holder because Japan is kind of language barrier is very strong because the domestic companies are a lot in Japan. So it actually it's harder to find in challenging to find in the, like for example, investors and then also the Japanese company, because some of the Japanese company doesn't speak English. So that's why our support team actually has a community team and then visa team and then also a PR team. So community teams is also always a support for like a right timing, like people for the visa holders. And then POC support is for like a Shibuya city, also it supports as well. So for example, if your product is not sure in the Japanese market, it's really successful or not. And also if it doesn't get in a visa yet, also you can apply and then try to connect with the Shibuya city and then can ask to the what our product is we can do in the POC in the Shibuya or something. So there's actually currently is a Shibuya city supporting a POC program as well. Next, please. So these the company is a successful the startup company in Japan. So those are company already transitioned to the business money visa. So those company is as most of the Shibuya city is very IT companies, and then now currently is more like a fintech and then also Asian tech, also as more coming right now. So as you can see, in the left side and the top is a Eke, called Eke. So this company is currently is partnership with the Okinawa Institute Science and Technology University, the founding, and then also this community and also everything for the business, drive the business for the partnership this year. So this company is making like kind of age tech. So like you can take the blood yourself and one. So you can take the blood from here, and then it's a kind of like up. So you can register your blood type, and then send into like a lab, and then they can get the result from how your age or the body age. So it's kind of like mentor the system. So how you can be more younger, or how to like a more stop like a get or more like a slowly or something. So it's kind of how the food and also food it's like a kind of exercise and advice that. So this is really a unique product startups are doing. Yes. So this is the code I was earlier explaining about the weekly blood session. So this is a previous co-working space, but we having like so a lot of the communities and investors, current visa holders, and also our support team, and also sometimes is every Wednesday we having the weekly lunch. So some of the foreign entrepreneur and also business person is visit to this event, so that they can connect with either current visa holder, what the Japanese startup is doing. So it's really good have an opportunity to connect it with the people, what is Shibuya city doing. So this is, if you guys have a visit to opportunity to in Japan or Shibuya, please join these events, and then we can meet up, and then we can get more grow your business plan or something like that. So this is upcoming event established in Tokyo, Shibuya. So the last year, the left side is a Sushi Tech Tokyo in 2024. So this last year is a City Tech. We had a big event. So this year is called a Sushi Tech, kind of like a sushi, like an idea is a logo. So this is actually is the biggest event also at a startup and a conference in Asia. So now is also is welcoming to it's apply, and then it will register so you can do. So if you're interested, please come these events. Yeah. And the next one is sorry, can I go back? So this is Edocon. So this is actually is the sorry. So this is a Yoyogi Stadium. So this is one of the famous stadium in Shibuya. So it's usually used for like a sports and also the concert for the music. events. So this time, the first time used for like an international conference. So this is actually for from Shibuya side, it's really excited about it. And then also this event, the last year is Paris and San Francisco and Toronto.
Last year is Montenegro.
Montenegro, yeah. So this event is kind of like a committee to the contributing, and is to Ethereum, yes, Ethereum ecosystem. So this is also actually, so we invite a lot of investors from the abroad, and then also speakers, and then also mentors also. So if you are interested or you want to connect with those people, please come this event. Really excited about it. So this is a Web3 conference, so please come to Shibuya. Yeah. Hi.
Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tsutomu-san, Naomi-san. Actually, I visited there. There are two things I wanted to highlight. I'm jumping in front of my MC. I apologize. But first of all, I was actually very impressed with the support they provide for startups, international startups. So first of all, their primary focus is to bring more startups into Japan. And that was very impressive because following international startups, funding comes in, right? So I thought it was very smart. Secondly, Shibuya is actually, can I call it Shibuya a city, or is it city, right? So Shibuya is a city within Tokyo prefecture, right? Correct? So I wanted our also UB Innovation Hub to take a note that there are so many support available for startups, visa, free accounts, co-sharing spaces, and all these things. So those things are very important. Secondly, the amount of talent comes to their events was very, very impressive. We actually now we are going to show one very short presentation when we actually followed one of our startup going to one of the events, right? So we went to the event, seen all this. Every startup over there was actually international startup, and the quality of the startups that come into this event are very impressive. So you will get a lot of ideas if you go to any of these events, right? So, and as far as I understand, this last event is actually sort of like an Olympics of Web3, right? So go to Japan, visit that, have idea. Going is very important. Visiting those places is important. So let's play a video, please. I tried to go to the branch. I got lost on my way. So I had to have lunch with someone else separately. So, Tonya-san. There is some problem with the sounds. This is a new venue for us, so it's a little bit sometimes difficult. But you can see the subtitles, right? So these are actually to narrate it. Hyborg, you've seen it. We had our event with the 3D printing for our mask, if you remember that one in January with JICA. And are you starting again? Yeah, I think they are starting again. So, so they actually were in co-creation team with our winner yesterday with JICA. So both of them applied, but Hyborg is slightly different because in a way that they work with a lot of animation with AR, I think it's called AR, right? So whereby they create all this, you've seen Hyborg products before. And were they actually in MStar? No. But they went there, we've seen how people are reacting to their product. They thought it was very interesting, impressive. We took them to also to animation schools, fashion schools in Tokyo, and they also saw their product. And they, the thing that come out from those schools were how creative youth in Mongolia is, right? So now, finally, we managed the sound.
За бид одоо Шибуяд явж байна. Тэгээ өнөөдөр болохоор Creative Pop-up Day гэдэг ерөнхийдөө нийт 10 гаруй стартапууд танилцуулаад давхар бас хөрөнгө оруулагч корпорэт компаниудын танилцуулга яваад Тэгээд дараа нь бас бид нэр match make хийх буюу ингээд хоорондоо уулзах ажилтай байгаа. Тэгээд одоо ямар ч тач ивэнтээ эхлэх цаг болж байгаа болохоор ингээд орцгоё. Ямарч пичээ тавьсан. Нийт 15 гаруй стартапууд пичээ тавиад тэгээд манайх гараад бас өөрсдөө танилцуулсан. За тэгээд пичнес гадна бас энэ бүтээгдэхүүнээ танилцуулаад өөр бас одоо стартапууд болон хөрөнгө оруулагч компаниуд болон корпорат компаниудтай уулзалт хийж байгаа. За тэгээд бүтээгдэхүүнээ танилцуулаад, шийдлүүдэд танилцуулаад, бас яаж хамтарч болох талаар бас нөгөө талаас асуултуудад нь хариулаад ингээд ямарч танилцуулж дуслаа.
За ямарч пичээ амжилттай тавиад тэгээд байгууллагуудтайгаа яг уулзах хүссэн байгууллагуудтайгаа уулзах чадлаа. Тэгээд ямар ч энэ оролцсноороо зөвхөн хайбор гэхгүй одоо Монголын стартапууд Монголд ерөн ийм технологийн компаниуд байдсан байна, ингэдэм байна гэдгийг бас тодорхой хэмжээнд таниулж чадсан байх гэж бодож байна.
Энд оролцож байгаа стартапуудтай өөрсдөө ингээд давхар харьцуулж хараад за энэ хүмүүст байгаа ур чадвар нь юу байна те биднес байгаа нь юу байна тэгээ яаж бас сайжруулж болохоор байна гэдгийг нэлээсээ харьцуулж харж чадчихжээ. Тэгээ тэр нь бол амар тийм даваа талтай байлаа.
I actually went to this event in Ek. And I was extremely impressed with the talent that other startups also bring, right? So learning from each other, I actually gathered all their name cards because I'm an enthusiastic, newly appointed, minted head of Mongolia Association, Anime Association. I'm lifetime anime aficionado. So therefore, I actually, when they first said, would you be, I said like, well, sorry, busy. And then second time when they came, I said, all right, shogunai. I have to become. So I was very impressed with that, with all that talent. But more importantly, I think our startups also learned so much. And then they were meet with VC funds. So they know what VC funds ask, what they're looking for, and many other things, right? So that's very important. So I think what I want to pitch you to all guys, go to this event. Now we are talking with some of our ecosystem builders to take all the startups to Abu Dhabi, right? So we need to come as an ecosystem, not just one company goes and etc. Right? So that's what my main message here. And thank you very much for accepting our startup. I think it's a very young company, very young kids, and they have a lot of talent, and we need to kind of continue to support our youth. All right, the next presenter. Sorry, I'm taking over. So, Gotanda Valley. Yes, and the reason is that I went to Japan, so I have to share my sort of view, right? So next presenter is from Mori-san from Gotanda Valley, right? But Mori-san is not new to Mongolia. He's been here many times, and they work very closely with Mongol Kosen. And you know, and they send also graduates of Mongol Kosen to Japan, find them jobs, you know. A lot of startups, by the way, started from Kosen here in Mongolia, in Japan. So we visited our startups created by the Mongolians in Japan. So a lot of information to share. Mori-san, arigatou gozaimasu.
Okay, hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. After CBST, what should I say? Okay, anyway. Okay, let me introduce Nagasti and Gotanda Valley. Okay, let me start. Okay, actually, we don't have English material, but we only have Mongolian PowerPoint. Okay. Gotanda is very small city, and as I said yesterday, so very small city, and there are a lot of startup company from any place, Japan, right now. Okay, Gotanda Valley established 2018, almost 6 years ago. Okay, no problem, no problem. Our mission is Gotanda Valley. Oh, thank you, thank you. No problem, no problem. Okay, okay. Let me check. Okay. Okay, established 6 years ago. So our mission is Gotanda Valley, make the Silicon Valley, like Silicon Valley in Japan. So, and our strong point is very close to Shinagawa government. So Gotanda Valley is IT startup community and with Shinagawa City. It's one of strong point. So this is Shinagawa charts from Shinagawa City. So here is Shinagawa south west side in Tokyo, very near Shibuya City also. And so Shibuya is has a 3-point strong point. One is there are a lot of manufacturing company. Actually, like Sony was founded Gotanda, and other enterprise companies there. And as I said, like Gotanda Valley, so there are a lot of startup companies in small city. Second one is, almost 7 years ago, Shinagawa City tried to start make a Kosen Japanese style school, and so Shinagawa City supports those curriculum and growth. Now those graduate people come to Shinagawa to get a work. Okay. Yes, Shinagawa is very work with Mongol Kosens very closely, and yes, around 2 years ago, so try to make new industry in the IT industry. Right. Okay. Gotanda Valley have some event and workshop and seminars like with for the engineer in the Shinagawa City, and have some event with kids like junior high school students. Yeah, we have a lot of event. Yes, our next action as a Gotanda Valley. So we will try to find a way those new business and with you. So Shinagawa and Gotanda Valley hope to work with you together. So please be me anytime, really. So we can find a new way to make new business or some collaboration. Okay, thank you.
Mori-san, thank you very much, and apologies because the presentation is in Mongolian, right? But I was so impressed when I came to their offices, they gave me a Mongolian presentation, right? So Gotanda Valley knows Mongolia probably the best because you've been here for almost 3 years, right? And why it's called Gotanda Valley, right? Sony is there, major Japanese companies are actually in Shinagawa Prefecture, right? So Shinagawa is a city also? So Shinagawa City hosts all the main major manufacturing and other companies in Japan. And so therefore, it's very important for us also to understand how we should work with the Gotanda Valley. I was very impressed because they have all these co-creations. So they'll bring a startup, and those startup products can be tested in some of the labs, in some facilities of the partnering co-creator large corporations as well, right? They also receive a support from large companies in testing some of their products and etc. etc. So this is very, very important for us. And as well as sort of like more youth goes to Japan, more knowledge comes back, I'm really hoping, right? So as a part of our trip, we also did 2 videos, actually 3 videos of Japanese startups which are started by Mongolians. And we are doing a series of the videos, and if anyone wants to volunteer to be in our video series, please raise your hands and come to us later on. All right, last but not least, we have from Kyoto, Hayata-san. All right, you must be very good because you are from Plug and Play, right?
Okay, thank you.
You do it for your life.
Okay, so thank you so much for the introduction. So first of all, I'd like to thank you everybody for giving me this opportunity. So last year I came to Mongolia in May for sightseeing. Then I had 1 free day, so I visited Kite and Mobicom as well. So I think like this kind of new connection gave me this great opportunity. I'm glad to be here back. I didn't expect I would come back this early, but I'm very glad to be part of this journey, building up a Mongolian startup ecosystem together. So, yeah, and my name is Hayata. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. But my name is Hayata, so I'm from Plug and Play. So I'll show you the quick, like a video of what we are doing. This is gonna be in English, so everybody can understand.
Now more than ever, innovative technologies are fueling change and sparking new ways of thinking. Collaboration between corporations and startups is key to staying at the forefront of these trends. However, finding the right startups can be expensive, time-consuming, and ineffective. But Plug and Play is here to help. As a corporate partner, you will gain access to a whole ecosystem of innovation. Discover startups that meet your tech interests. Stay updated on the latest trends and network with industry peers. We will help you during every stage of your innovation journey, no matter where you are and where you want to go. Get in touch today.
All right, so it's kind of cool and exciting, right? So basically we want to create something like this in Mongolia. And today I would like to talk about 2 topics. The first one is, for those who don't know about Plug and Play, I would like to explain about what we are doing in Japan and also how we could potentially contribute to Mongolian startup ecosystem. So could you go onto the slide, please? Yes, thank you. Okay. Is this full screen? Can you make it to full screen? Or this would never happen in Japan. I'll be fired. Okay, so yeah, I can start from here. So yeah, let me start with the history of Plug and Play first. So first we started our business in Silicon Valley. So one of the co-founders of Plug and Play is from Iran. So he had a real estate business and carpet selling business in Silicon Valley. And he gained a lot of profits out of it, and he started renting the second floor of his shop for startups. And Google and PayPal came into our co-working space, and instead of taking rent fee, we took equities. So that's how we started our innovation business. And in 2006, we started venture capital. And since then, we have been investing in startups, more than 250 startups annually. And in 2012, we started Open Innovation business, which is to connect startups to our corporate partners. And we are increasing number of verticals, which is the industrial themes we are focusing on, and also the global offices. Okay. So when you look at Plug and Play by number, we have 20 verticals, which is the industrial themes we are focusing on, such as smart city, energy, fintech, insurtech, animal health, this kind of thing. And also we have more than 50 locations and 50,000 startups pipeline. And also more than 700 team members, more than 550 corporate partners, and more than 34 unicorns globally. So our vision is to build the world-leading innovation platform and make innovation open to anyone and anywhere. So when it comes to our... Can you go to the next slide? So when it comes to our business domains, basically we have 3 key business domains. Oh yeah, here. So accelerator program and corporate innovation and venture capital. So accelerator program aims to create an open innovation project between startups and corporate partners. So we divide our program based on industries, as I said earlier. So that's one thing we are doing. And the good thing is we don't take any equities and any fees, so it's free of charge for startups. And the second thing is a corporate innovation. So which is basically like a innovation consulting for large corporations. So we have more than 550 corporations we partner with. So they're all I'll show you the logos later, but they're all big names. And the third one is the venture capital. So we invest in more than 250 startups annually, mainly on early stage startups. So this is some logos of our startups, which exited or which are acquired or became unicorns. So basically, we have 34 unicorns right now, and the slide doesn't show, but yeah. For example, PayPal is the I think you know PayPal, and Dropbox is also the very famous one. And most of them are operating their business in the US or Europe, but some of them are maybe familiar for Mongolian people as well. Unfortunately, we don't have unicorns from Japan, but we are trying to create one very soon. And when it comes to the global locations, we have 50 locations, and in Asia, Japan is the biggest office, so we have 3 offices, Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto. And of course, we have many offices in the US and Europe, and each office has each industrial themes we are focusing on. So for example, in terms of Stuttgart, since they have a lot of automotive industries, we have what we call Startup Autobahn. We are trying to create an innovation platform for automotive companies. And in Central Asia, we opened up an Uzbekistan office 2 years ago. So we are working with their government and also some public organizations as well. Maybe I'll talk about it later. This is some logo of our corporate partner. So as you can see, they are quite big names. So we are helping them to be able to work with startups and also to create their new business and innovate their existing businesses. So they are not like joining our platform as a community partner. They are like paying a lot of partnership fees and committed to our program. So that's why they are like seriously looking for startups to work with in the future. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, yeah. So, okay. Okay, so when it comes to plug and play, we are founded in 2017, and we have accelerated more than 900 startups, including global, international, and domestic. And the industrial themes we are focusing on can be divided into 8 themes. So fintech to food and beverage. So it's very diversified, and I'm personally in charge of new materials, which includes mainly deep tech startups. So like startups utilizing technologies coming from universities. And we are closely working with these more than 40 corporate partners. So it's a bit small, but maybe you can see the logo of Mitsubishi UFJ Group, which is the biggest bank in Japan, and also Tokyo Real Estate, one of the biggest real estate company in Japan. And also we have many partners from manufacturing sectors, for example, Hitachi, or Sekisui, Asahi Kasei, and also Suzuki. And also we have some companies from transportation sectors. So basically for startups, you can find some potential partners through our, some potential partners through our platform, regardless of what kind of business you are doing. And today we have announced that Nissan is joining our platform, so we have been actively increasing the number of our partners. Okay. So since we are focusing on the open innovation between corporate and startups, I put the, can you move a little bit? Little bit. Okay. No. Stop, yes. So basically, when you do an open innovation between startups and corporates, we have to create, as I said in the panel yesterday, we have to create a win-win relationship. But since the organization size and budget size, human resources are different from startups and big enterprises. So for example, startups, when it comes to open innovation, startups has these objectives. So if it's a later stage startup, they're looking for BD opportunities or sales opportunities. If it's a technology-based startups, they're looking for joint research development opportunities. And if they're very early stage, maybe they're just investigating needs. So the needs are very diversified. And also, corporate partners has different objectives. Some of them are trying to create new businesses. Some of them are trying to innovate their existing businesses. Some of them are just looking for new trends or getting M&A partners. So these objectives are very diversified, and we need to kind of try to match them to create a win-win relationship. So that's kind of core value we are providing for startups and corporate partners. And okay. So this is the kind of overview schedule of our program. So basically we have 3 months program twice a year. And one is starting from June, and the second one is starting from December. And 2 months before the program starts, we have selection process, which includes like a pitch opportunities and also individual meetings with our partners. And the good thing is we are open to any stage of startups. It could be unicorn, it could be Series D, Series E. And also we are open to any nationalities of startups, including Mongolian startups, Korean startups, Chinese startups. But one thing we look at is your motivation, the passion to work with Japanese corporate partners. So that's I think, the most important criteria. And also we look at the matching quality, like the synergy between our partners and startups. Next page, please. Okay, so, and as you may know, like there are too many accelerator programs in the world. So let me tell you how we differentiate ourselves. So I think we have three main advantages that we define as competitive advantages. So the first one is effective and efficient business development. So as a foreign startup, if you try to approach to Japanese company by your own, on your own, it takes a lot of time and maybe it's impossible. But once you join our platform, you will have access to more than 45 corporate partners during only 3 months program. So your business development will be much more efficient and effective. The second one is end-to-end collaboration. As I said, we have 45 corporate partners from very different industries. So for example, if you're a deep tech startup doing a material, creating new materials, so you can build up your supply chains by utilizing our platform. You can find the chemical companies, you can find the processing companies, you can find the end users and distributors from our platform. So it's very easy for foreign startups to come to Japanese market using our platform. And the third one is a deep understanding of corporate needs. So as I said, they're paying a lot of partnership fees. And also we have a bi-weekly meeting and we assign each partner success manager to each corporate partner to understand their needs and organizations. So we know who to talk to and what their real needs and what their hidden needs. So that's why based on this understanding, we can create a better matching quality between startups and corporates. So I'll give you one successful example of open innovation between a startup and corporate partner. So this is the case between Kite Corporation, which is the automotive supplier, and also the startup from the US. So basically, Kite is the manufacturing the lighting for automotives, and Septon is developing next generation LiDAR for sensing. And they met each other at one of the events of Plug and Play, and they started a joint research project, and they exhibited the prototype at the CES, which is one of the biggest consumer electronics startup event. And Kite decided to invest 50 million USD on the Series C round. And after 2 years, the Septon listed in the US. So this is very successful cases. So we see there are 3 key success factors for this kind of project. The first one is the management commitment. So the Kite's management people are very much committed to this project from the early stage because of plug and play support. We know who to talk to in the beginning. So it was there was a high commitment from the executives. And also the second thing is Septon found out how to utilize assets of Kite. So Kite provided funding and also know how to mass manufacture their products. So at that time, Kite didn't get any short-term benefit because they're just providing funding and providing the know-how manufacturing facility. So they didn't get anything out of it. But in the end, they got a lot of capital gains out of the investment. And also, since Septon decided to rely on Kite for the mass production, they also got a lot of business of manufacturing their LiDARs. So this is win-win relationship between startups and corporates. So, and yeah, this is possible because Kite has startup friendly mindset and respect to their business growth and expansion. So if Kite asked Septon to give them exclusivity, I think Septon wouldn't have been able to expand their business this much. So this is like a very good case. So we want to kind of create this kind of collaboration between startups and corporates more and more globally. Next page, please. So we not only work with private corporates, but also work with government. So for example, in 2023, we opened up the Lithuania office by collaborating with the Ministry of, I think, Innovation and Economy of Lithuania. So we committed to run 12 programs within the next 3 years in Lithuania to bring Lithuanian startups go global and also attract foreign startups to come to Lithuania. And also we are working with Uzbekistan as well. So it's been, I think, 2 years, and we are closely working with Ministry of Digital Technology and IT Park. And we are helping Uzbekistan startups to go global and also attracting foreign startups to the Uzbekistan market. And yeah, so as you can see, there are a lot of things that you can learn from countries with a similar historical background, like Lithuania and Uzbekistan. So we are kind of getting know-how and the best practices of how to build a startup ecosystem in the developing countries. Of course, we work with also the Japanese government, which is JETRO, Japan External Trade Organization. We're helping Japanese companies to go global. For example, we brought some startups to Silicon Valley and also Stuttgart for their global expansions. So let me give you more details about Plug and Play Uzbekistan. So we have currently 7 corporate partners for Uzbekistan office. So most of the partners are like a government right now, but I think Aloka Bank is maybe private. So, and also USAID is joining. So I think in the developing countries, involvement from government is very important, especially in the beginning stage of the startup ecosystem building. So we hope to get also support from Mongolian government to build up this innovation platform here. And we have done 2 batches so far, and we have attracted more than 500K investment for Uzbekistan startups, and we conducted more than 100 hours of mentoring session from the global mentors. So these are some cohorts of our startups. Maybe some of them are familiar for you guys. And yeah, that's what we're doing for Uzbekistan. And the main topic, so how we see Mongolian market and how we think we could contribute to Mongolian startup ecosystem. Can you move? Okay, great. So the left side is what Mongolia has, and the right side is potentials that we see of the Mongolian ecosystem. So of course, I think you know more than me, but you guys have like a very unique geographical and economical features. So it could be negative thing, but it could be positive thing depending on how you utilize it. So I think there are like 8 unique features that you have, and yeah, I'm not going to explain everything, but yeah, for example, like huge land and very unique unique population distribution, and also the harsh climate environment, like plus minus 60 temperature difference. I haven't experienced this kind of cold in my life yet. And also undeveloped regulations, and also you're connected to 3 big giant countries. So by utilizing these features, we think that you can go to these 3 directions. So the first one is rise of unique startups taking advantage of geographical characteristics. So as I said, you have very unique environment and a lot of empty land, and also people are kind of dispersed within the country, and also UB is very centralized, and also agricultural land. So for example, startups which can utilize these resources could go global, could be globally competitive. So for instances, for example, like new materials for the extreme environment, or maybe like EV battery health monitoring startups to maintain the efficiency of batteries, or maybe animal health monitoring or something like that. Some areas where you can, how do you say, where you can get the real data and do the PDCA cycle very quickly because of these. You need to specify some areas where you can find real data, and also that you can do the PDCA very quickly because of these assets. And the second thing is the attracting foreign startups by sandbox ecosystem and high-skilled talent. So IT talent and POC environment for aerospace, materials, mobility, agriculture can attract a lot of promising startups from all over the world because they can speed up their R&D and business development at lower cost and higher speed. But since there are a lot of undeveloped regulations, it could go wrong way, it could go right way. So I think we all need to be aware of going to the right direction. Otherwise, it's going to be a startup unfriendly startup ecosystem. So that's why we can maybe provide some tips that we gained from building, for example, Lithuanian or Uzbekistan startup ecosystem. And the last one is the innovation hub for Asian expansion. Of course, Mongolia is connected to 3 different countries, as well as easy access to Central Asia, Southeast Asia, and Japan. So for European or American startups, it's going to be a good innovation hub for them to expand their operations outside of operations to Asian countries. And I picked up some example of startups which we could bring and which could contribute to Mongolian startup ecosystem. So I picked up 4 startups we are supporting. So first one is Jeep Infrastructure from Japan. So basically they are developing self-driving aerial tramways to tackle traffic jams. So right now in Japan we have monorail, which requires heavy metals and very long-term construction period and very expensive. So what they are doing is to replace monorail with cheaper and more environmentally friendly solution, which is self-driving aerial tramways. So they have some partnerships with Malaysia and Thailand, and they're trying to implement this solution in Asian countries which are facing traffic jam issues. I heard from my Mongolian friend when they have a meeting, they have to leave home 2 hours before the meeting starts so that they don't get late. So this is crazy for us. I think it decreases the productivity of your economy, and you can spend much more time on the more productive things just waiting for traffic. So I think this is kind of interesting for Mongolian economy. And the second one is the Westwood Aerogel. This is very like a deep tech, but important. So I think one of the reasons why EV is not the thing here is because of this extreme condition, the efficiency of EV battery goes down dramatically. So by using their materials, which is the aerogel material, they can increase and maintain the battery efficiency of EV because of its low thermal conductivity. And the third one is a Japanese startup called EF Polymer. So they are developing organic super absorbent polymers made out of agricultural waste. So they are sponsored by Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation, and their solution has been implemented by more than 1,000 farmers in 5 different countries. And they are conducting POC in Inner Mongolia with PwC Consulting. And the last one, I kind of like this one. So this is the ZELP. So they're providing solutions to capture methane gas exhaled from cows. So I think as some of you guys may know, methane gas is negatively contributing to global warming. Actually, the 6% of the global warming is coming from methane gas from the livestock. So they are trying to capture methane gas and turn them into something which is less harmful for the earth. I think they turned methane gas into CO2 and water. CO2 is still contributing to global warming, but it has less negative impact compared to methane gas. And they partner with Cargill, which is an agricultural giant company. And they can also monitor the animal conditions and also measure how much methane gas they capture, so that they can turn them into carbon credit for farmers to have another revenue resource. So I think it's very important to grow Mongolian startups to be able to be competitive in global market, but also it's very important to attract foreign startups to Mongolian market to educate Mongolian talent and also activate startup ecosystem with their knowledge and with their technology. So in conclusion, can you go to the next slide? In conclusion, so how plug and play can accelerate the growth of local startup ecosystem. So plug and play has 5 assets. The first one is 50,000 startup network, and also globally accumulated know-how open innovation and abundant experience of acceleration and incubation program, and also 50 plus locations globally, and also more than 250 investment, and also 2,000 portfolios, as well as 1,000 mentors global on the global market. So, for example, we can bring very promising startups, like the one I showed right now, to Mongolian market, and they can do POC with Mongolian companies, and also they can hire some interns or temporary workers from Mongolian human resources, and they can learn the latest innovation from these international startups, and also they can start their own business later, and they can join our acceleration program to be a global entrepreneur, and if they're good enough, we can bring them to our global offices to expand their operations globally, and if they're good enough, we can also invest in them. And if there is a successful case coming out of Mongolian market, I think more foreign investors are interested in Mongolian market, and more risk money will come into Mongolian market, which will contribute to the growth of Mongolian market. So we want to create this kind of good cycle of startup ecosystem in Mongolia. So we are right now looking for collaboration opportunities with corporates and also VCs and startups. So if you are interested in joining this journey, and if you can give me any feedback, because this is like a perspective of outsider, so if you can give me a local perspective and any feedback on this kind of opinion, I'd appreciate. And thank you so much for listening. I'm excited to talk with all of you guys here. Thank you.
Hayata-san, thank you very much. Actually, we had a coffee before coming here. And during the coffee and in our discussion in the taxi and now watching your presentation, aha moment or vagata moment came in, right? So what I like about Plug and Play is that it's not accelerator program that you see worldwide, right? So it's actually a very tested system to create an ecosystem. So in order for this ecosystem to run, you need a couple of things happening, right? First, top corporation needs to work with startups to adopt those startup technologies and etc., and help them to actually make it successful, right? So therefore, the members of Plug and Play are not startups, but corporations, number one. Number two, second contributor is obviously the government, right? So the government, you see in how it started in Uzbekistan, is actually the government providing the funding to have all these accelerations. So we need to have government involved. But also we need to work on some of the things to make investments into our startups easier. For example, in Japan, if you're an individual angel investor, then you are excluded from various taxes. That's how it's done in many other countries, in Portugal, in some other countries, right? I think you can find it in our recommendations that we've done for JICA. Thirdly, donors are very important, right? You can see USAID joining Plug and Play and etc. because this is not easy business. Don't rush to compete with each other, right? It is going to require a substantial amount of money to create that ecosystem. So that's what I wanted. But on the other hand, because this ecosystem works, you have unicorns, right? Even Japan does not have unicorns yet. But in my survey for JICA, what we've noticed is in Asia, obviously, number one ecosystem is in Singapore, right? In Singapore, government supportive, a lot of VCs coming, Hong Kong closed, which brought a lot of capital into the Singapore. All these things are happening, right? As soon as Japan starts to pay attention, you can easily see how quickly they raise. I think they almost surpassed maybe on the final ranking. And the reason for that is a huge market, 110 million people, 30 million, something like that. And then middle income, ready to spend money, huge possibility for STEM and any other operations. Huge companies to support, you know, Sony, wherever, right? Just name one that cannot support this ecosystem, right? So Mongolians, as we're discussing for the second day, we need to come together. And this Plug and Play has to be common effort, not just one company's effort, or not just Kite's effort or anyone's, right? So that's a very key point. So I want to introduce you very quickly about, actually it was a little bit far behind in our presentation. In fact, I wasn't really thinking of presenting, but I think it's important for us to talk about our Kite, right? So you can see our staff is struggling with some of the presentations and etc. because the Kite idea came from compassion. It didn't start with the startup. It didn't start with anything else. I saw brilliant, I saw brilliant, very decent youth without job opportunities, and that's how Kite started. So our staff did not graduate IT schools. Our staff did not graduate business schools. Some of them are university dropouts, but within 3 years, we actually made Kite to be on top of everyone's mind, right? So if they have some trouble with presentations, please take it a bit with compassion. And another thing is the plugs are too short, so our staff cannot see the screen, right? So Kite, why we started this company, we really need to work as a co-system. And maybe we can go to the next one, right? The Kite I actually put here, actually very inspiring. Kite can bring everything, friends, families, you know, new country, new opportunities, right? That's how we started. But when we start something, we want to have it a very specific focus. And ours is actually social innovation, more impact-oriented. That's why it makes us very easy to work with all of you, with MSTARs, with anyone who is worried, care about social innovation, right? So how we define social innovation? It's actually inventing against the odds. And that's what we do in Mongolia, right? We don't have perfect ecosystem. That's all we do. Government is not very supportive. The government is very poor. Companies actually are not supportive. So that's exactly where we need to come together, right? So that's actually very important. And more importantly, sustainable and thriving communities are very important, right? We need to come together. And that's what we were doing for the last 3 years. Next one. So when we started, it actually started as a sort of like a consultancy, like sort of like advisory thing, called it Kite Accelerator. You know, it stuck with us, right? But we realized we have to do all these things, right? So this is actually social innovation. How to bring kids who dropped out of school, make them work, ensure that it works as a system. It's very interesting for me to see how the youth is progressing and how they are actually, what can work to bring all this unemployed but potentially very resourceful youth together. And youth unemployment in Mongolia is huge. You don't know how big it is, right? So that's one thing we actually think always. And we started with the Social Innovation Week. Last year we become probably the only one private entity which does also our own event during the government event. And this year we were talking already of continuing for the next year, right? Then we realized we have to build this ecosystem. So we work with all 3 ministries: Ministry of Education and Development, Ministry of Telecommunication, and Ministry of Science and Education, because we need to give them recommendation. Our latest recommendation was actually on digital economy. Initial task was to research about inbound payments into Mongolia, but what we ended doing is recommending on digital economy. And then we are hoping to bring UN SCAP in to help them further for the government to develop its own definitions. Venture builder. Nothing else, right? When we meet actually startup, not so much acceleration really happens. It's more like a venture building. And I'm sure MSTARs, everyone else will say how much of hand-holding we have to do for our startups, consult them, help them with ITs, connections, partnership, and that's how we evolved into venture building, right? So next one. We can probably skip this one, but I just wanted to point out, from start-go, we become a partner to ADB Ventures. Unfortunately, all startups in Mongolia were quite small, but we actually were able to send at least 2 of our international startups to ADB Ventures, right? One of them, ADB Venture, did not invest. Guess what? They were asking for 1.5 million, and Tata Health Fund came with 10 million. So we were immediately, within 6 months, outbid by Tata Health Investment, right? So that much potential our startups can bring. It was a Japanese startup. It was an Indian startup, started in Japan. So that's just to show how much potential actually this international connection brings, right? Second one, we actually become a global Mongolia partner for Shilov's Tech. And Colpro was our winner for this year. So we brought Col up to Shilov's Tech. Even for our established startup like Colpro, they were actually amazed how much information, how much new thing you can learn at Shilov's Tech, because it's a very focused event. Next year, hopefully you can all attend. Meanwhile, they met with SingTech, telecommunication. Later, we actually made an appointment with them, with KDDI. So our startups, and each of them, Singtel in Singapore, as well as KDDI, they said, we are looking for services for SMEs. We can work with you, we can introduce you to our clients, right? So that's what's very important. Last but not least, we are partner for ADP's annual investment meeting, which is sort of like Arab countries' World Economic Forum. And there we are actually a partner for the startup pillar. And hopefully we can bring our startups this year under one flag. Otherwise we can't, nobody will pay attention to us, right? So it's very important that we come together. We are also knowledge member for AVPN. We are the first member from Mongolia into AVPN. We started as with our consultancy company, and later we changed it to our startup membership, knowledge membership, and now we're joining another network in Singapore. We actually work with a lot of partners in Singapore, Nanyang Technical University, there is actually a very cool company which we hope to bring for our angel discussions, and there are a couple of other things that happens with us, okay? Next one. So basically we also try to be focused, right? So we have actually EdTech, Health Tech. Health Tech, I actually canceled it because I haven't seen anything, but KPay came in, we put it back, right? So that's how our ecosystem is evolving. So now we have EdTech, FinTech, primarily FinTech, but also includes sort of like platforms for job education, job opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, Agri is our key, actually. But so far, we haven't yet been able to find. But we do have a very cool startup in Switzerland, which works for yield crop prediction for Swiss government. We introduced them to a couple of others. We are thinking of bringing them here in Mongolia as well. Another startup we work is actually our French startup. That's actually a really cool startup. Works in space and defense, but can also do miracles when it comes to healthcare and etc. So we work with international startups. There are a couple of startups in our portfolio. One in Uzbekistan, one is in Abu Dhabi, but it's a US startup, right, in healthcare. So we actually see all these things. We have venture partners in Japan, we have venture partners in Singapore, and then we have venture partners in Malaysia. So we work a lot of people. Behind our few guys, there is a lot of things that are happening. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Next one. All right, let's keep it. It's actually not so important, right? Let's keep this one and this one. This is actually our, again, our social experimentation. When JICA started this program, actually, to be honest, we all together combined, we had to come up, what will be the best solution for this program? And then for us, key word was, as I mentioned yesterday, co-creation. We cannot talk yet about open innovation because it's a deep tech. It's a huge thing. It requires a lot of, Stanford type of universities here in Mongolia, etc. But hopefully we'll come to open innovation at one point or another, right? But co-creation for us is very important. That's how we are going to pilot our startups to international arena. That's how we are going to develop ecosystem here in Mongolia. So you've seen yesterday, so I just want to point out this is a very, very important program for us. Was very important because it actually highlighted to so many things that can work out within us and with Japan. Okay, next one. This is actually another program. We've done a test. It's again social experimentation. We did a Code Up Nomads program for Gary area kids. And it was really like, I have my eyes crying and etc. Because they come, they want to learn, but there are no facilities, nothing. This one is evolving into a platform where we are going to have all IT companies as well as individuals. And that's how we, as an ecosystem, going to get offshore work from Japan. And the reason for that, we've looked into Estonia, we looked into Nordic country, and this is example I always wanted to, talk. Estonia would not be Estonia as we know if there was no Finland, if there were no Denmark, if there were no Sweden. Nordic countries, they always come together as one market and they pull each other, right? So we need to find a partner which can pull us also, right? So, but to do that, we need to come as a country, as one sort of like ecosystem. So with all this platform, I'm really hoping we can gain a lot of work from Japanese market, because many of our IT companies already working for Japan, right? So that's one key program that we hope to do together as an ecosystem. Next one. Skip this one. All right. So this is what we've done. Exactly what Hayata-san was saying. We actually worked with all these companies, with all these donors, and now UNDP is joining us, as well as Otis Fund is joining us. So these are actually, we have government, we work with the government, a lot of the supporting, a lot of pro bono efforts, and then we work with the donor organization to persuade them to understand what is the ecosystem. Venture, everybody knows EBRD, Star Venture. It was us actually bringing them, having a terrible coffee with Holger many times and telling him there is a startup ecosystem. Everybody benefits from that, right? So it's very important for us to work to donors as well. Now we are hoping to bring USAID and UNDP into the picture, and then we can have a whole picture. Second one, all this company worked with us. You can see all this, Apple, Golom, Mitsubishi, everyone worked with us. In our 3 Social Innovation Week, the reason for that is actually, again, to create all the connections, but also create a sense of philanthropy capital, right? So that's very important, and we worked with all of them. And actually, I want to thank MCS Investment. They've been very open-minded. They've been supporting our She Loves Tech for 3 years, I think. And now we hope to continue to work in a couple of other very interesting projects. And then these are kind of our events. She Loves Tech, don't ignore that. All the money is behind the she. You can see, you cannot meet VC funds, very important VC funds, in any other event but in She Loves Tech. That's how I'm starting the second hour, very interesting thing that I'm going to talk with you guys. Social Innovation Week is actually graduating into Social Innovation Network. So now you will see Lorinet, Sturrock-san, Soros, UNDP, and all other sort of like a social programs coming together, and then startups, or social enterprises programs coming on the other side. And that's what we are starting this year, and we hope you can join us. This is something we cannot ignore. If we want to expand into Central Asia, we need to look for Middle Eastern money. And there is a huge, actually last year I went there and I wanted to check. I can't post all the pictures on my network, right? But I've been there, met with the Abu Dhabi's accelerator, government accelerator, talked to them, and I understood Vagatta moment came in, how we can work with them, right? So that's why I'm encouraging everyone to join us for this year's event in Abu Dhabi. And last but not least, we can switch to the next slide. This is what we do, right? So we call it Kite Plus, because I think influencing happens in every level, but primarily through our subconscious mind. So we try to show the Mongolians that there are so many talented kids, youth, including our staff, to start this. So we are running the 3rd session. First one was on youth entrepreneurs, you've seen it. Second one was now with more like a creative youth. And now we are finally focusing on startups. And the reason for that, when we started, we couldn't find enough startup to showcase. But now we have enough startup to showcase. So the 3rd session, raise your hands if you want to be in our program, in our videos, and etc. You've seen a couple of movies we supported. One is, of course, now if I could hibernate, when they came, the production was about to stop. And that's why we put our angel investment to make that movie. And that's why we become. But after that, we continued to support them with through so many fundraising, had 2 special screenings, brought all the directors of the private schools, women entrepreneurs, and etc. So we need to, if we want to have a really successful, rich country, our citizens have to be rich, but not just only in the pocket, but also in our mind. So that's, I think, very important. We actually did another movie, which is Yellow Bus. It went to Tampere Film Festival, and guess what? In 2025, we are going to have special day for Mongolia in Tampere Film Festival. Now we have a connection to Torino Film Foundation and a couple of others. And I just visited all the animation schools in Japan because I thought it was so cool. So this is what we do. Crazy ideas, always coming together. So I hope we can work together on building our ecosystem. Last but not least, it is still very early engagement, but we are working towards setting up the first VC fund for Central Asia. And we are talking to a number of donors. We have actually went through the 30 previous discussions, and we narrowed it down to 5 or 6. So I think 50-50 chance, which is a lot for VC fund, right? So for that one, again, I don't want to do only Kite. I actually want to do it as an ecosystem. So that's very important. And if we do so, we finally can put Mongolia on global startup ecosystem onto the map, because you need to have a really big fund, VC fund, investing into startups, right? So with this positive message, I hope we can have a coffee break and then come back for our startup presentations. Thank you very much. We are slightly behind the time, but I felt like how many times we meet. Let's have some cool networking together, right? Okay, thank you. Special relationship with Jurur. Let's grab our stuff and then maybe come back to sort of like a save some time. Thanks. Okay, let's start.
Okay, everyone, please come in and let's continue with our second half. Okay. Everybody, please come in. As we were running late, let's all just start now and try to finish on time. Everybody, sorry. Okay. Хүмүүсийг оруулаарай, үлдсэн хүмүүс байвал оруул. Okay, now let's begin. Just would like to take this opportunity to thank Business Innovation and Development Agency of UB and UB Innovation Hub Center for making all this happen today. And I would like to welcome Jaralma to introduce UB Hub and its activities. And we do have a short video from them, so let's start with the video. And shall we do the introduction? And I'll be having a timer, 5 minutes each, and trying to push everything on time, so let's all squeeze in 5 minutes each. Okay.
So my name is JICA, and I'm in charge of running this center together with our team, and we are the civil servants. And today I'm going to introduce briefly about our center. So welcome to our Hub Innovation Center firstly. Our slogan is for communities, by communities. So Innovation Hub is open for all the communities. And this center was established by the mayor, by the initiative of the mayor, city mayor. And our aim is, of course, to create the innovation ecosystem in Ulaanbaatar city and support the new ideas and innovation-based startups. The history timeline of our center is we've actually the first idea to create this center was in 2017. Just within the 3 months, the city mayor approved our budget, and we've renovated this building and opened the center in 2018, in June 2018. That means we have opened right 1 month before the Gomudawari. Gomudawari. And you can see our building before the renovation work and after. So before the renovation work, this center was actually dedicated, this building also dedicated to the young people. It was the youth palace before, and you can see now. So the main opportunities of the calm side, positive side of our hub, innovation hub is the location. So our center is located in the middle of all universities of Mongolia. So a lot of young people, students, young entrepreneurs are gathering here. As I mentioned yesterday, we are developing communities and at the hub, and we now have more than 40 communities. So we have communities in science, technology, SDG, blockchain, and youth. And each communities have, under each communities, we have their own communities. For example, under the science community, we have machine learning UB. So they are developing machine learning and deep learning technology at the hub in Ulaanbaatar city. And we have Gijue community, which translates like what that means. So they are creating different kind of scientific and technology video contents and providing it with the television. And we have Marsvi community. They are developing the space in Mongolia together with NASA in collaboration. So we are here at the second floor, and this is our co-working center and event hall at the same time. And last year we have served for more than 1,000 co-workers. Each year we're organizing different kind of events, expos, trainings to spread the innovation culture in Ulaanbaatar. And each year we're aiming to organize more than 80 different kind of events. So since 2018, we've in total, all in all, we've organized more than 600 events. So this is our incubator companies. Mongolian population, you know, how many population we have? More than 3 million now, and the half of the population lives in Ulaanbaatar city. So, since 2018, we've incubated 83 startup companies, which the 37 of them was successfully graduated, and the startups are making more working places, and the successful this is the market valuation. It's $40 million in dollars. And we hope one day, we don't have unicorn yet, but we hope one day soon from Mongolia will burn the first unicorn. And this is our Startup 10 supports, and this is how we support our startups. So, of course, we are providing with the infrastructure. Of course, we have incubator and accelerator programs. The startups can develop their own communities to share share knowledges, of course. And admission to the market means that we are organizing several big expos each year, innovation expos. So the startups can participate freely and showcase their product and services. So this year, each year we are organizing Innovation Expo, but this year in April, we are going to organize International Innovation Expo, first time in Mongolia. So we are welcoming all the other foreign startups in Mongolia, including Japan also. And I think after the presentation, we will discuss about it. So we are providing, using the government network, we are providing with the trainings such as IPO trainings, tax, insurance, law enforcement, law trainings, and of course we have business marketing trainings as well, and etc. So beside the Innovation Hub, we also have Bioshow Innovation Center. So they are mostly SME based because it's situated in the Gir district area of Ulaanbaatar city. And we also have Makerspace too, where our startups, technology-based startups, can create the prototype of first prototype of the product. So in further they can show to the investors what are they going to do actually. And last year we have opened our Meta Hub because of the coronavirus. The coronavirus taught us, in this situation, how we can gather. So in the no matter the this space and distance, we can meet in the virtual environment. So, and each year our organization is creating new innovation centers. So this year we are aiming to build the Innovation Hub at the new city government office, which is located in Yarmak. This is our Bioshow Center. It is also have the co-working space, incubator space, training offices, and there is also one-stop civil service desk. So citizens can come and get city services. This is our Meta Hub look like. One of our startup, the Metaforce, created the meta version of Ulaanbaatar city. Here you can see. So by this, Ulaanbaatar is in the one of the 5 cities in the world that have their own virtual city, meta city. After the Seoul, Tokyo, Singapore, and Dubai. And what else? And first city in Asia that has a Meta Innovation Center. So we have just trained and made our building of the meta version like this. You can have your own avatar and make a trip there. We have also cultural center in there, so you can visit 20 cultural sites of Mongolia by virtually also. Yeah, that's for the investors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you again for being the hub for all the startups, supporting them, and I know it's difficult as a state organization, but I really thank you for doing wonderful work here. Okay, now I would like to introduce the very first startup, ARI. ARI is part of the Innovation Hub, and I'd like to pass it to Oyungil.
Konnichiwa. But that's about as far as my Japanese goes. So I'm the co-founder of ARI. My name is Ayuka, and we make the most cost-effective biodegradable air filter materials. So those of you in newbie know about air pollution. I don't have to say anything, but those of you who just came have also experienced air pollution. So we know how big of a problem it is. It's a global, huge problem. But the way we solve it is through filters. And it's in our buildings, it's in our cars, but they use synthetic filters, and these become 100% unrecyclable waste, which became a huge problem during COVID. They create the waste problem, but also, more specifically, microplastics problem. And so because of the regulators' push to reduce their plastic waste. Filtration industry is trying to reduce their carbon footprint and are looking at more biodegradable, more environmentally friendly solutions. And this is where AIRI comes in. So we use a patented solution to develop a 100% biodegradable wool filter that can be used for buildings and cars. And we tested it with the Korean conformity laboratories, and they showed us that compared to the normal ventilation filters in buildings, they have almost the same properties for dust filtration, but also we have another added support, which is a 2-in-1 filter function, which means that it can filter dust but also harmful gases, and that's why we chose sheep wool, because it filters odor and gases really well. So one of the feedbacks that we got from our MVP testing was that people who were like going behind really high gas exhaust emissions from buses, they were saying that the odor, that they couldn't really breathe it in within their cars, so it was filtering really well. So the filtration industry is actually quite large. It's an $80 billion industry where they have industrial market almost accounting for half of it, and the rest of it is for the residential and commercial markets. But we also have industry expos showing us that the industry itself is extremely attuned to sustainability issues, and that this is the time to be doing our solution. So right now we have our sheep wool, and we are now setting up a production facility to produce these rolls of filter material. So how would they be used? We want to sell them to B2B customers such as Kimberly-Clark and Mann & Hummel, and these will turn it into different sizes and shapes for different applications, and they already have existing huge networks, so we don't have to worry about such market penetration for B2C. Our second business model, which we will move into later, is supplying to the OEM manufacturers. So these include Cummins, Kite, and Toyota, and all of these automotive players, but also ventilation players such as Daikin in Japan. Later, we plan to use different bioorganic fibers. So our patented technology is not only limited to sheep wool, but also different types of like fibers from plants, basically. So we can utilize this model efficiently later as well. We tested our MVP with 300 air purifier devices in the consumer market in Mongolia. We've generated 22K. And we've also received 4 intellectual properties, some of them utility models, 1 trademark, and 1 design patent. We now have an actual technological patent pending, and we have been testing our roll of filter material with 3 B2B businesses. And we've been involved with a bunch of competitions, and the biggest one that we've been in so far is the Youth Ecopreneur Awards by the International Trade Center, which allowed us to actually present our solution at the UN HQ in New York. So far we've done proof that our concept works, and we've tested them with international laboratories. We have proof of concept tested within the market itself, but now we're working on testing it for export markets. So right now we're in discussions with Mann & Hummel, which we gained through the industry expos that we attended in Germany last year. And so this year we're focusing on getting ISOs and the certificates required to be exporting. Later, as I said, we can move on to different biofibers. And for this, we're creating a different business model called the AIRI Hub model. And so we can use more R&D and lab capacities to establish our next factory abroad in 2027. I think, okay. This is how it looks like. And we have a pretty young team. And we have been supported from all of these organizations, and we are a member of Hub here. So, yep, nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much for your outstanding presentation. Now, the next startup who's going to make their presentation is SocialBot.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Mirgan, and the co-founder of Robotsoft company. And so I'm gonna introduce our first project. It's named the SocialBot.mn. Okay, thank you. And so as for the Robertsoft company, we have a lot of talented co-workers, and our very first project is social.document, and we ran our business 2 years ago. So today I want to share some cool facts about what we are doing in the recent 2 years in Mongolian market. And so in Mongolia, 68% of people use Facebook and Instagram, just like these platforms every day, and 250,000 of businesses like they run their business through these platforms. Like they just offer their products and connecting with their customers through a Facebook Messenger or comment section, right? So here's where we come in, and we have got this awesome thing called is social automation. Basically, business use the social automation to chat their customers and sell their products and services automatically. So that is our value for the businesses. So for now, we help out about the 30 Mongolian big companies, and we automated about the 60 pages, business pages in Mongolian businesses. So as for competitors, in Mongolia, there are only two local social media automation platforms, and we are one of them, and demand for what we are doing is very huge. So, and also our price for our service is very low, and we offer our customers exclusive package. For example, we offer our customers for helping integrating their back office or any other like programs to like social platforms. For example, when customers say something about their like specific information through a Facebook Messenger, the Facebook our program will help to send their the informations very quickly. So to wrap it up, at Robertsoft, we are not just developing the only program and only business. We are helping Mongolian business to grow, very fastly. And also, I want to say that in Mongolia, a lot of business has a lot of problems. For example, such as like human resource shortage and the cost to respond their customers, and they really need to be very quick to compete in a market. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for squeezing it in 3 minutes, so we do have extra 2 minutes. Okay, the next one is Chipmo.
Our guy's gonna get the equipment. Sorry, we didn't know. Alright, so it's been such a while that I spoke on the stage last time, so I'm a little bit overwhelmed, and I might stutter a bit, so humble apologies in advance. Alright. Yeah, forgot about it. Yeah. So, alright, let's get started. So here I present you with me and my partners at Chipmo, and here you go. Okay, so take a guess what's happening here. All right. So what's happening on this video is that, to explain shortly, our founder Tuguldur is counting the products within just a couple of seconds. So let's imagine that if we're doing it manually, probably it would have taken like at least 10 or 20 minutes, right? So this is our solution that we're providing. All right. Let me take a deep breath. So count in 5 minutes. So what we're offering is a very simple cloud inventory managed system based on low-code solution and RFID technology. And so what is ChipMo? It is a revolutionary, innovative system that I just presented. And well, the main point of the system that when we started doing is to offer a software that is both affordable and highly dynamic system. And okay, that was sudden. All right, give me a second. So we wanted to, the purpose of us starting this startup was to, our business in the current economy and market of Mongolia, what is happening is that the small or either even the big enterprises, they're not able to either develop their own software or they have this cost gap where it is difficult to have their own system. And we fixed that solution with our low-code system and RFID technology. And also emphasis on the product counting part where it diminishes the manual job. And that's just the start of it. Oops. All right, so why ChipMo? Because people used to, I mean, even now still say that the technology and everything, especially for RFID, was the future, right? But thanks to us and many other international organizations, the future is here and now. All right, so in terms of the issues and problems that we're tackling, it is actually, even now, sometimes it is, the technology itself is costly for small businesses, but with our solution, it is much more affordable, and through our technology and solution, there will be no extended wait time on the POS. Sometimes people used to queue even now, right? Like if you look at the holiday seasons during e-marts or whatsoever, and the time-consuming jobs will be gone, just like how you guys saw on the video, and I'm actually now fine, thank you. So, and incorrect route data into the system is caused by obviously the manual intervention of the people, and the fifth issue is actually really crucial one because the challenges of aging report for calculation. I assume some of you guys don't get it, but like just like how every individual has their own ID and how we know exactly how old we are, right? The year and date and months. We can do that on the products on each of them individually, thanks to the unique code that RFID chips can provide. And the following 3 slides will showcase how we're solving and tackling these issues. So the first solution that we have is the all-in-one device where every single associates and the managers in the store would be able to sell their products on the spot to the customer. So it is very efficient and flexible staff system that we're developing, and there will no longer be a fixed workstation where people queue up, and it will reduce the wait time. And of course, it will increase the sale rate because people are directly making a sale on the spot without wasting the time. And that's the device that we just presented, P80. And the product counting is the solution that I just mentioned earlier. And the problem with product counting is that people think that if you just count, okay, there is 1,000 products, and that's not the end of the product counting process. You have to figure out exactly the precise number of the products. Was it supposed to be 899 or something like that? And with our solution, we can figure out exactly where the products went thanks to the historical data that we can see on the system. And our system is okay. All right, so this I talked about, and our team members, me, Cash, and Tugulja, our founder, and Duk. And our business model is, as I mentioned earlier, B2B. And okay, that's too much detail, right? So here's the pictures that we wanted to show to you where our IT team is working, and we're showing our system to clients. And we showcased our product on the DPC, Digital Product Conference event last year. And our first client was Chonat Kashmir, a brand store in Central Tower. And so yeah, let us start revolutionizing the business with Chipo. Thank you.
Thank you for the interesting solution. Very time saving and efficient. Thank you. The next one, please welcome Eureka. Eureka is a startup which is very inspiring and has currently have a couple of interesting projects that they are working on, and Undro is going to present now.
Hello everyone, I'm Unro. I'm one of the co-founders at Eureka, Chief Science Officer. So I think, my background is in physics and also environmental economics. So we know we're facing climate disaster, and it's going to be, I think, the biggest challenge that humanity ever faced. So what that entails is different ideas, but I think the biggest point here is there is going to be the largest amount of capital reallocation that needs to happen next 20 years. So our goal is to how can we make sure the future, first we need to avoid climate disaster, but beyond climate disaster, how can we ensure the better economies, low carbon transition happens in a just manner. So we do a couple of projects, and we have operational in Singapore and also Mongolia, and I think this is our main philosophy. So in order to achieve climate justice, I think there's three main things we need to focus on. One is preserving the nature, and without the nature we can't avoid climate change. Second is climate justice. How can we enable, not just between countries, within the countries, low-income families, to enable them to have a just transition. And third is innovation. What's going to happen beyond 2050 when they achieve net zero? What kind of new technologies that we need to start investing in? For example, Airly has a good example of what could happen. And also focus on carbon removal, right? How can we suck CO2 from the atmosphere? And there are the many ways we can do that. And so I want to introduce one project today. We have a couple of projects in Mongolia and also different locations in Southeast Asia. So the first one is, so I grew up in Mongolia, of course, and I have 2 children. Every year they get hospitalized during the winter. It's a sad story, right? And it's a complicated, the air pollution is a result of a complicated issue that we are facing. Lack of infrastructure, low-income families, climate migrations from herders, etc. But the scariest statistics is, I think, this one. You can see that almost mortality rate for children aged under 5 is 35%. That's crazy, right? This is I think, national disaster that we are facing. And so how can we solve this issue? So today, lack of infrastructure. There's many solutions that's out there, but unfortunately, nothing was big-scaled enough to make the impact. And we know that almost 80% of the air pollutions come from the Gir district, and it's a highly subsidized coal industry they are fighting against, right? And also the lack of infrastructure. It's too costly for the city to do that. So solution is, how can we empower these low-income families, make sure they have access to renewable energy technologies, and all the solutions are out there in terms of heating, in terms of electricity generation that could be less carbon emitting. And so we come up with this idea. So we come up with can we combine, so first of all, most of the households live in this gear. So the biggest issue is insulation. So if you have a good insulation that's affordable, then you can have almost 30% of the energy consumption can be reduced. Beyond that, Mongolia is actually a great place for renewable energy. There's a lot of solar and wind resource out there. So we put the solar panels there. We also have a battery system. So during the peak hours, what we do is we import electricity from Russia. And if you have a battery system that can actually put the energy back to the grid, it can stabilize the peak hours. And at the same time, we have an electric heater. Electric heater is small enough for this, designed for this household. And at the same time, it has a heat storage system. So if you have to compare the cost perspective in terms of heat storage, electricity storage, heat storage is the cheapest option, and it's much simpler technology. So that's the solution we have. But this system costs around $4,000. So if the electricity price, what we have today, the families who has 800,000 MNT income cannot pay this, at least for 13 years. So the payback period is around 13 years. That's where the blended financing comes in. And carbon financing comes in. So what we did here is we use IoT sensors, machine learning, and also blockchain technology to build a digital MRV, which is how can we ensure that every household is actually not burning coal. So what this enables is carbon financing in a household level. So through this carbon financing, they can actually pay back the system they purchased within 3 years, even less than that. Beyond 3 years, they can actually generate income. The first one is we have an IoT sensor, which it's basically operates as a primary observation, so we gets the solar power production data, humidity, temperature, ambient data, 5 minutes. And then we have 2 machine learning models, which basically verifies the solar generation is actually from solar, or also whether the family is burning any coal or not, by the humidity and temperature sensors. And then we have this transparent blockchain in which we build on Algorand. We believe this is the best blockchain. So what the blockchain is actually enabling is whole process automated and transparent. And so every buyer or every client, even that's a government or private sector, can have a trust in the carbon credits that's generated. I think that's a big issue of trust in the carbon market now. And with that, we have conducted a couple of pilots last year. We did for 5 families. This year we are actually, so each family is actually can reduce 10 to 15 tons of CO2 per year, and with the 10 years, that's 100 tons of CO2 they can reduce. And this year we are expanding the project to 100 families. The UNDP fund and also the city officials are involved as well. We are expanding this project to Kyrgyzstan as well, but they are facing the same issue. And yeah, so I think the most important thing is, can these families actually adopt this new technology, right? We can't just simply install an electric heater, but we need to understand what's the behavior change is going to be, what's actually the social impact for this household. So imagine these families who has 4 children, right? And then during the winter time, every 5 a.m. in the morning, they have to get up, heat the house, but the electric heater, the stable, consistent temperature of 25 Celsius, this is just a life change for them. Their indoor air pollution, outdoor air pollution, health benefits, etc. So there's many impacts that we can actually measure here. And so there's some of the families that we have participated in the pilot case, and we are part of the Earthshot Prize by 2000 nominee for UK government, and we want to expand this with the more structured financial blended financing with ADB, so not just Kyrgyzstan, but also Mongolia and also different Central Asian countries. So Mongolia is about heating, Philippines, Manila, etc., it's about cooling, right? So this kind of carbon financing enabled can be used in the different technologies. Thank you, sorry.
I couldn't really stop you in the halfway because it was really interesting. And okay, next I would like to welcome Dawa Jones from M-Stars.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you all these speakers for and visitors for your time today. And let me introduce very shortly what is M-Stars Hub. And I'm Dawa, CEO at M-Stars Hub. Oops. So we are the industry agnostic startup accelerator in Mongolia, in Ulaanbaatar. And we have 2 programs in a year. We have the startup program, and also we have the corporate program. In between them, we have the recruit period. And yes. schedule. Okay, no, sorry. So we work with mainly very young startups who are in their pre-seed or seed stages. And within the program, we are trying to achieve the product market fit. And as a part of the program, we offer the office and grant, and of course the mentoring, and many of the perks as well. And also, we are the part of, we are a member of the Morov. Morov was the former GAN. Maybe you know, this is the global community of the startup accelerators based in Denver, US. And we get some knowledge and playbook and some advices and mentors as well from there. And also we are invested by the MCS Ventures, one of the strongest venture capital in Mongolia. Also, we are trying to work as many as investors in Mongolia. So after graduation, some of the startups are invested by ourselves, which means the MCS investment. So after the investment, they are welcomed to be joined to this larger digital ecosystem in Mongolia, where more than 50 companies already in there. Maybe you can see the biggest e-commerce Shopee, and maybe this UbiCap. By the way, UbiCap will be the, I think, first ever the IPO for Mongolian VC and startup ecosystem. So this is managed by the MCS Ventures. Thank you. Oh, so yeah, this is the many of the actions in last year, and so I think this year will be much more than this, I think. Okay, so we work with the policy makers, we work with the communities, we work with the universities, and we work with the mentors. And here we have some of the mentors. At this moment, we have the biggest fleet of the mentors in Mongolia. Basically, we invite people who have a previous entrepreneurial experience, which means most of them, they already founded before and maybe exited. So this is our flagship demo day event, and we have a big office nearby in this street. Maybe some of you already visited there. And finally, this one, we have totally now 28 startups as our portfolio. Nearly half of them already have their next stage investment, and 3 of them today will be in this stage after me. So of course we have some lagging part here. Okay, that's it. And this is our event roadmap for focused, and some of them you can see very famous events in Mongolia. So that's basically it. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all the inspirational work you do. Okay, next up from MStars is gear glamping.
Сайн бацгаана уу. За би болохоор яг илтгэл тавьдаг хүн биш байгаа. Би бол яг зохион бүтээгч. За манай илтгэл тавьдаг хүн маань өнөөдөр хувийн ажил гараад би оронд нь ирсэн байгаа. Тэгээ би монгол хэлээр тавьчих. Тэгээд та бүхэн баг ихэнх нь монголоор тавихаар ойлгож байгаа. Япон хүн цөөхөн байгаа бох тий. Тэр хүмүүст нь тэгээд тайлбарлахгүй дөө. Тий. За тэгээд би бол өөрөө аялагч зохион бүтээгч. миний одоо гол хийж чаддаг ажил бол ерөөсөө зохион бүтээх. За бид нар бол энэ та бүгдээ харж байгаа энэ гэр майхан буюу за энэ маань болохоор нэгч татлага татдаггүй учраас энийг бол гэр тент биш, ер нь бол гэр гэж хэлчих болохоор юм бүтээгдэхүүн байгаа. За энийг бол бид нар нэлээд олон жилийн өмнө бол бүтээгээд ковидын өмнө тодорхой хөрөнгө оруулалтаа татаад тэгээд хөгжүүлж явж байгаад яг төр зур зогссон байсан. Тэгээд бид нар M-Star Hub руу саналаа өгөөд M-Star Hub биднийг IT-ийн компани биш ч гэсэн за эднэр бол өсөлт хийж магадгүй юм байна гэж сонгож аваад тэгээд бид нар бол нэлээд бас өсөлт гаргасан байгаа. За тэгээд дараагийн слайд. За тэгээд манай компани нэр бол Гэр Clamping гэж компани байгаа. За одоо энэ нуурны артал байгаа энэ аглагт ая тухтай гэдэг. Бид нар бол ерөөсөө гол нь ямар асуудал шийдэх гээд байгаа вэ гэхээр ерөөсөө байгалийн ямар ч нөхцөлд буюу Монголын энэ хэцүү уур амьсгалд хаач хүн аялаа явчих боломжтой тэр сууцыг л бий болох гэдэг. За энэ харж байгаа энэ 1000 төгрөг бол мэдээж монголчуудын одоо мөнгөн дээр монголчууд бол хамгийн чухал зүйлэл тавьж байгаа шүү дээ. Тэгэнгუთ энд бол энэ хөдөлгөөнц Монгол гэрийг ингээд дүрслээд оруулсан байгаа. Тэгэхээр бид нар бол ерөнхийдөө дэлхийд одоо юугаараа танигдаж болох вэ гэхээр бид нар бол нэгдүгürt нүүдэлч арт юм. Тэгэхээр бид нар энэ нүүдлийн энэ соёл дээр тулгуурласан зүйлийг бид нар инновац шингээгээд олон улсын зах зээл дээр зарж боловлох юм байна гэд тэгээд хийсэн байгаа. За тэгээд бидний сая ярьдаг nomadic lifestyle дараагийнх. За Монгол гэр. За дараагийнх. Инновац. Тэгэхээр бидний буюу одоо манай компани хийж байгаа зүйл бол ерөөсөө өв соёл дээр тулгуурласан бүтээгдэхүүнийг инновац шингээгээд дотоод болон олон улсын зах зээл дээр хүрэх юм зорилготой компани байна. За Cozy in the Wild буюу бид нар аглагт ая тухтай байх шийдлийг боловсруулж байгаа. За бид хэд бол яаж байгаа вэ гэхээр олон улсын зах зээл дээр бол Glamour Camping буюу 5 тухтай тансаг аяллыг хөгжүүлэхээр зорж явж байгаа ийм бүтээгдэхүүн хөгжүүл болон үйлчлэгийг ер нь бол бизнес модельд жоохон өөрчлөлт хийгээд бид нар бол сервис тал руу бас давхар орж эхэлж байгаа. Дараагийнх. Тэгээд энэ Glamour Camping гэдэг нь бол 2006 онд Оксфордын 2016 онд Оксфордын толь бичигт орсон ийм үг байгаа. За тэгээд glamping гэдэг энэ зах зээл дээр бид одоо тоглолт хийх гэж явж байна. За ерөнхийдөө бол юу байгаа вэ гэхээр дэлхий дээр яг энэ glamping зах зээлийн одоо том зургаар нь харах юм бол иймэрхүү мөнгөнд дүн эргэлдэж байгаа. Дараагийнх. За бидүүд бол яг энэ нөгөө тент буюу гэр ангилал дараагийнх. Явуулчих. Аач дутуу явуучл, буруу явуучл. Энд дээр дарж байна уу? За одоо эндээс ингээ харах юм бол бид нар бол нэгдүгürt майхан хийж байгаа, хоёрдугаарт гэр ангиллаар өрсөлдөж байгаа. Тэгээ харахаар бол яг энэ дэлхийд ирэх энэ одоо юрт тент ангиллын бүтээгдэхүүнүүдийн ямар хөө одоо хувь эзэлтгийг харъя. Ингэж харах уу. За энэ буцаад байна уу? Нөгөө тийш. Тийм бэ. За би ч нөгөө илтгэл тавьдаг хүн биш болохоор хамаагүй л гусаад. За энэ болохоор дэлхий дээр яг энэ яг лампын майхан үйлдвэрлэдэг дэлхийн одоо шилдэг компаниуд харагдаж байна. Энэ дээр бол 110 сая долларын одоо эргэлт байдаг бол за бидэд бол 3.5% л ерөн зүтгэе гэж байгаа. Тэгэхээр яаж байгаа вэ гэхээр ойролцоогоор 8.4 сая долларын энэ зах зээл бол биднэрт байна. Тэгээ энэ дээр бол биднэрт бол боломж байгаа. За тэгээ бидний бизнес модель загвар бол их сонир биднэрт нэг ч үйлдвэр байхгүй. Бид нар бол Монголд үйлдвэрлээд авах шаардлагагүй гэж үздэг. Яг тэгэхээр нэгдүгürt энэ одоо цаг агарын хувьд бол үйлдвэрлэл явуулахад зохимжгүй. Хоёрдугаарт түүхийд байхгүй. Тээвэр логистик сайн хөгжөөгүй. Тэгэхээр бид нар бол яаж байгаа вэ гэхээр ODM буюу Original Design Manufacture гэдэг энэ загварыг боловсруулад буюу одоо энэ загварыг ашиглаад бүтээгдэхүүнээ бол олон улсын зах зээл дээр одоо манай үйлдвэрлэл бол Хятадд байдаг. За тэгээд Хятадын хамтрагч үйлдвэрээсээ дэлхийн зах зээлүүд рүү нийлүүлэх ийм загвараар ажиллаж байгаа. За манайх бол одоогоор нэг 10 хүний бүрэлдэхүүнтэй ажиллаа явж байна. За тэгээд Монгол гэр маань өөрөө үнэхээр сайн сууц хэдэн мянган жил бид нэр ашиглаад ирсэн боловч яг үүндээ одоогийн аялал жуулчлал хийгээд одоо энэ амралт зугаалга энэ зүйлс дээр ашиглахад бол бас дутагдaltaй талууд үүсээд байгаа. Тэгэхээр энэ асуудлуудыг бол бид нэр шийдээ явж байгаа. За энэ манай эхний одоо гэртент гэдэг бүтээгдэхүүн байна. За энэ маань бол ер нь бол гарах га тунд уншиж байгаа. Ер нь бол нэлээд өгцөн байгаа. За тэгээд бид нар бол яг олон улсаас бол нэлээд их захиалгууд бол авцсан байгаа. Тэгээ одоо тэрийг биелүүлэх ажлаа явж байна. За энэ болохоор бид нар бол дараагийн гаргасан юм хоёр бүтээгдэхүүн байгаа. Жолом тент, тов тент бүгд л яг үндэсний хэв загвартай. Өөрсдийн гэсэн давуу тал онцлогтой юм бүтээгдэхүүн байгаа. За тэгээд манай бол ер нь гол зорилго бол ерөөсөө олон улсын зах зээл дээр л энэ glamping салбарт өрсөлдөж хийдэг ийм чиглэлээр ажиллаж байгаа компани байгаамаа. Давчхандаа ерөөхдөө бол юм байна. За баярлалаа. Бид нар бас ийм олон улс руу чиглэсэн ийм контентын сувг ажиллаж байгаа. Та бүхэн YouTube руу ороод Camp Relax Happiness гэж ороод subscribe дараарай. За нөгөө зүгээр нэмээд зүгээр тодруулах хэлэхэд эдний нөгөө инновац нь хаана байгаа бэ гэдэг ихээр штэ. Нөгөө эднийхээ joint-ууд байгаа. Тэгээд Монгол гэрийн арга бүтээц хийц гэж байгаа. Тэгээд бүр мянган жил түмэн жил ингээд сайжруулагдаад ирсэн. Тэрийг яг шинэ одоо материал ашиглаад шинэ joint-уудын 3D загваруудыг өөрсдөө гаргаад тэгээд үйлдвэрт хэвлүүлээд ингээд явчихж байгаа байхгүй. Тэгэхээр яг тэрүүнд нэг байгаа. Тэгээд нөгөө талаас дэлхийн зах зээл дээр glamping-ийн зах зээл ингээ айгүй хүчтэй одоо өсгөр байгаа байхгүй. Тэгээд Канадууд, Япончууд те яг юм шинэ нэг luxury штэ. Тэгээд тэр ингээ зах зээл өсгөж байгаад монголчууд байхгүй бол өөр хэм байх юм бэ гэд бид хэдийн зүгээс бол нэг жоох их оронч жоохон цус юу хөдлөөд тэгээд ингээд эднийхтэй яцсан шүү.
Glamping is really actually indeed in trend now, so congratulations on that. And next one is post by AdCloud.
Hello everyone, my name is Tenun. I'm a founder and CEO of AdCloud. So AdCloud is ad tech startup in MStars Hub. Oh yeah. So let's get it. Okay, so AdCloud is an advertising marketplace based on cloud technology. So we're bringing a new solution to the ad industry, which is we are more focusing on online and offline advertising channels, make them more flexible and smart, and to bring new technology possibilities to business owners and for our users. So the problem we want to solve is on our user side, there's a lot of processes go through the publish ads. So you have to research where to advertise and find the right place, phone call, get codes, agreement contract, and a lot of process goes through. So we saw some problems in this process, which is too many functions is going on. It makes a lot of time, effort, and takes time, and way too old-fashioned process is still going in ad industry. So you have to work with many channels as this. So main problem is there's no actual report or data on the results. So if you run the ad, you don't have any data from the channels. Those are problems we want to solve. So this is our stakeholders. We have two stakeholders, which is channels. It's ad channels. We are more focused on website, mobile applications, and after display video and audio streaming. Other hand, there is our users, all side businesses, marketing agencies, and also self-employed persons can be AdCloud users. So AdCloud managing between two, the payment, ad placement, and report and analytics. So why AdCloud? So AdCloud advantages for channels is we're making new sales revenue model, giving them the advanced dashboard. It's a demand-based pricing model. Channels can exchange ads with each other, and it will be easy integration. So for users, it takes 5 minutes to run ad. So it will be very easy and very useful. Anywhere, anytime you can run ad. Schedule, date, and time. Also flexible spending based on a goal. You can get a real-time report, so you can see how many impressions and click stuffs. Yeah. So our business model is commission-based. We take our commission from each transaction. So this is our timeline in 2024. So phase 1 is, and we will focus on website and mobile application, outdoor displays. And phase 2 is more focused on video streaming platforms and IPTV. And we will provide users AI recommendations and data mining and bid functions. Okay, that's it. It was 10 noon. If you have more questions, please let me know. I'll be around. Thank you.
Thank you. The next one is called MetaCog, and very interesting one.
Hello everyone, my name is Hultlatter. I'm a founder and CEO of MetaCog Metrics startup. So we are a game development startup. Our So we're a game development startup operating in HR, in fintech and casual games. So a few moments, please. Yes. So the games in HR, so we help companies to use games in recruiting and in employee well-being assessment. So games that assesses soft skills and games that assesses burnout at the workplace. And games in HR, so we help fintech companies to identify behavioral features like how that person risk avert, how that person is perfectionist or etc. So we can add to the credit score, add there, increase their accuracy in credit score. And we also develop mobile casual games. So in HR, the biggest problems for all employers are employee turnover rate. So people coming in and leave the company. So, and globally, the companies spend billions of dollars in this. It's a global problem. And so there are two main reasons. The first one is mishire. So when the companies hire not the right person and making them to work in not the right workplace. And the other one is employee burnout. So even right now, after the COVID-19, like employees, almost half of the employees who leave the company, they say that they leave in company because of burnout. So we help companies to identify the right person to the right workplace. We help companies to identify and prevent burnout, and we help companies. So these games are good to generate a lot of data. So we help companies to perform employee analytics, people analytics. So we help them with recruiting games, with burnout games, and with people analytic platforms. So our clients that are using HR games are in Mongolia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. So we work with a few of the top Mongolian companies and started pilot projects in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. We offer 3 subscription plans based on the 3 different products, and each of the so it's like monthly software as a service. So in fintech, the main problem is people that do not pay back their loans. So usually fintech companies giving credit scores from 1 to 5, and they're having problems with people who have scored like 2 or 3. So some of them, like people getting scores 3, some of them paying back, some of them do not. So they need these sort of behavioral behavioral data. So we help them to reduce risk. So we help them to improve portfolio of the applicant. So it's not only their salary or something. It will be some psychological data, how responsible that person is, etc. And so we're helping them to increase their applicants, so they can, even if the students who just started their work, so they do not have any like employment data, but we can help them to identify the responsible person who can pay back. So right now we in fintech we just launched March this year. In 1 month we had 35,000 people who have played our games in fintech applications, and we're helping them to increase their accuracy. So in introduction, so we basically our startup launched in March 2023, and the last month we have closed. Last year we have closed as monthly revenue was 8,000. Last year we have accepted to Microsoft for Startups, Google for Startups, Silkway Accelerator, and Moro, and which is the MStars Hub. So in 2013 we have in the product side we have made scientific research and developed recruiting games, burnout games. So we have raised our pre-seed from MCS Ventures, and we have 35 plus customers in Mongolia and Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. And now we're going through all of the HR processes. The ICO standard in HR called 3400, and all of the games will be applied to the standard. And we're also developing employee well-being app and dashboard and gamified onboarding products. And this year we are focusing on Central Asia. So the team, we have 3 co-founders. Our CTO Anand, he have built the biggest systems in Mongolia. Like he's chess master and good at technical. I'm a CEO. I've worked in Rio Tinto for 7 years, led some AI projects there. And our co-founder in game developer, he have been developing games and have results as top 1 in US app stores in casual games. So we have neuroscientists, designers, sales managers, developers, and working with some of the experts from UCLA. These are professors that are helping us on the science part. So we're working with HR experts to find that product market fit. So the games are the new concept in HR, so we have to work with experts. So yes, thank you so much. And if you have questions, you can contact me and set up a schedule with me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do have a couple of questions, and I will get back to you after this. And the next one, that is MStars 3 startups have all finished their presentations, and now we are continue the presentation with the startups that work closely with Kite Mongolia. And the first one is CarePay. Please welcome Edya.
Hello everyone, I'm Adi, the founder of CarePay. First of all, we really appreciate the Kite Mongolia team for giving us this chance to present CarePay. So I'm excited to more about CarePay, share video. So CarePay is the first fintech startup for healthcare in Central Asia. I know that healthcare problem is the #1 cause of financial bankruptcy of individuals. Healthcare costs are rising faster than inflation in Mongolia and Central Asia. And many people cannot afford to pay for healthcare upfront. In Central Asia, out-of-pocket healthcare costs are 3 times higher than the global market, than the global average. For example, this is Bagi's family. He has $1,000 monthly salary. They have a mortgage loan. Bagi is diagnosed with liver disease, and he needs protein therapy. But each treatment costs are more than $100, and he needs 5 per month. His salary is not enough to pay for the treatment. That's why we created the CarePay. It's creating a new way to pay for care that is more affordable and accessible. With CarePay, you can get the care you need when you need it without having to worry about the cost. Our Care Now Pay Later model combines membership benefits and health insurance. We offer different payment options, including monthly installment and non-interest financing. In terms of technology, it is characterized by the combination of Web 2 with Web 3 or blockchain technology. CarePay generates revenue by charging from 6 to 10% commission from providers. CarePay LTV is more than $200. CAC is less than $50, which is amazing. We provide products and services that promote human health and well-being, not only in the medical field, but also in areas such as pet care, cosmetic, fitness, dentistry, etc. The care market is growing rapidly in these regions. We believe that we can capture a significant share of the $600 billion care market in Asia. CarePay has quickly gained our 20,000 users since launching in August 2023. The company has already generated $40,000 in revenue, more than 50 providers with us. We have raised $160,000 in an angel investment from angel investors. We have no direct competitors in Central Asia. Our closest competitor is Seven in India, which is a successful startup in the Indian market. Seven recently raised $8 million in a seed round. We are an experienced and professional team. I'm a doctor and I've been working in the medtech field for over 10 years. We are starting from Mongolia, but Mongolia is our test market. Our target markets are Central Asia, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. We are focusing on AI-based credit scoring system like Metacog metric and private health insurance and medical tourism. So in the future, we are looking into preparing, partnering with hospitals in Japan for medical tourism from Mongolia and from Central Asia. So if you have any question, please ask for me. Thank you for.
Thank you very much for CarePay. And now I would like to welcome Muhtala from NitaPay.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Dale, CEO and co-founder at Nito. Today, I'm going to introduce our business and our company in given time, only 5 minutes. I will give you a short introduction of our company and our product as well. So there are Japanese institutions, Cotton the Valley, Shibuya startup supports, and plug and play. So I would like to share our company's history. Our company was established in 2019, right before the COVID-19. We want to disrupt the HR market, but the market hit us hard. Many companies laid off, and our initial plan, our very first app was in Japanese language. So now we're developing 2 platforms, one HR talent tech platform, Nito.1 platform. We're developing automated digital labor platform, only focused on top talents with top talents, and also Nitopay. Nitopay is earned wage access platform that is enabling people to get paid whenever they want. So here is some of our partner companies, where those are some big names in Mongolian market. And also we have over 30,000 talents in our HR platform. Nitopay, why we have launched Nitopay last June is there is big problems among employers and among employees in job market, especially in workplace culture. There is financial needs and financial burden among employers. So Nitopay is a solution for people, especially for younger generation. Younger generation is likely to spend money rather than saving it. So, for example, on the expense side, there is buy now, pay later product, very successfully, well penetrated in the market, many market, not only in Mongolia, globally. But on the other side, income side, there is no solution except earned wage access or Nitopay. We launched our Nitopay product in Mongolia as a first mover in last June, end of the June, and now we have over 50 companies and monthly active users of over 1,000. In other words, we are giving their salary to over 1,000 people every month, every salary cycle. So it's not only a product for employee, it's a product for employer. Our buyer and our client is actually companies. Employees are beneficiary. It's actually a visas study and research. Earned wage access reduce time to hire by 27%, and also increase retention by up to 38%. And monthly, the productivity of the employee increase 16 hours. And if there is two similar companies, one is offering Nitopay or earned wage access and one is not, people likely to choose, 90% of the people likely to choose earned wage access offering company. So this is our business model. There is two options. We're getting service fee, and there are employee paid option and also company paid option. Some of our customers, companies, paying service fee to us to enable their employee Nitopay as a perk. So overall, after six months pilot project, 6 months, there are overall satisfaction among employees of our client companies are very high, very satisfied with our product. And the reason why I included this slide is there. Earned wage access product is very successful and well penetrated globally. In Mongolia, it's like new and companies don't understand the concept. I have to mention it's not so easy to companies understand the concept and understand why they need to use our product and giving access to their employee this earned wage access. So we strongly believe that some years later, not only Mongolians, also Asians getting paid whenever they paid. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, last but not least, let's welcome Polyroom Sensor.
Hi everyone, my name is Sensor. I'm co-founder at Just 3D and Augmented Reality startup. We are specialized in 3D and augmented reality technologies, and we thought like these technologies are so innovative and so cool. Let's just not waste it on some marketing tool. So we reached out to Deutsche Welle, one of the biggest construction supply companies in Mongolia. So we offered an application which is named Kozo. That application allows users to visualize furniture in their home or office, wherever they are. So you can try Kozo application now. It's available on App Store. All the furnitures, all the assets on this application is in real size and real color. So you can try furniture in your home. Okay. Okay, now I'm thrilled to introduce our most recent project we are currently working on. This is named Polyroom. This application saves tremendous amount of time of your life. Okay. How it's supposed to be. Okay. The tiresome process. On average, people tend to change their home 2 to 3 times throughout the lifetime. You got a new home, you got a new dream, you want it to be perfect, so you want to design your home whatever you like. So you follow these steps. Need for custom furniture, looking for it, and communicate with the designer. But in Mongolia, we do it by ourselves. Yeah. Initial measurement process, communicate designer again, and measurement, construction process, etc. So Polyroom allows users, facilitates these steps using advanced technologies. How's that? Let's see. So, inspiration, precision, and connection are the features we are offering. The first of all, inspiration. Human brain works like an AI. So we need input, then we generate ideas. When we don't get any input, we can't generating new ideas from thin air. So we usually go to Pinterest, especially women, Pinterest, and scroll through the pages and saving all the pictures they like, then save it to the camera gallery, etc. So we made it easier to get inspired by Pinterest on our application. So we connected its API to our application. So it's very easy to use, and filtering, etc. Everything you need is on there. It's kind of lagging. Okay, this is saved inspirations. Your profile is here, and we're gonna talk about that later. And saved inspirations. Then no more copy and pasting. No more. Where is the picture I was thinking about, and where is it? No more things like that. Precision. This is the most crucial part of this application. This we call room scanning. grab your phone and face it towards the wall and walk around your home or office. It scans your room in real time and generates a 3D model of it. Like this, see? This is our office, 44-meter captured in Mughal Tower. When you finish, it instantly generates the 3D model of it. Then we can see the floor area is just the default floor area and wall area. So this is the basic furnitures of the place like that here. Then what we can do is, it's not just a one room. So kitchen is done and living room is done. Then after all that things are done, its home is finished like that. It's all in 3D, in real time, no time to wait for another minutes. Nothing like that, yes. So rearranging, this is the part of 3D model. So you can visualize in 3D in built-in AR application. So if you finish your scanning, you can place it on the table and rearrange the furnitures of your home or office. Okay. Then, since we know all the areas, so we can measure what would it be your cost of budgets if you change your wallpaper or flooring. Connect is the part of we connected all the designer companies into our app. That these companies will pay subscription to my company, and then showcase their stuff. Sending their 3D models to designers is very easy. So all the extensions are available on this application. Yeah, potential market size is very big. Most particularly, most of us are in Japan and Southeast Asia. You can see. We're currently looking for partners to make this app viral. Thank you.
All right. So this concludes our presentations from Mongolia ecosystem. I would like to invite Shibuya startup guys and Shinagawa, Gatanda Valley, Hayata-san, is he here? Or he left maybe? Plug and Play from Kyoto. So this is not going to be a panel, and I apologize for a bit of a change because I don't think we need a panel. What we need is actually allow you to ask questions, right? So I actually suddenly switched to a new different mode because we want you to ask questions while they're here, right? We want you to ask questions, how to apply, what other programs are done. I think there will be a question also how you create your corporations and etc. So please take a seat wherever you like, and then let's start with the questions. So think about the questions, but my first question would be, for example, for Hayata-san. So how corporates actually join your Plug and Play?
Okay. So basically, they join our platform as a corporate partner. So they are not our LPs. They are paying us for annual partnership fees to get the access to our platform, including like a network of startups and also network of other corporate partners seeking for open innovation. So that each corporate partner can work with together to create the open innovation project by utilizing the technologies of startups. So this is basically how it works.
Okay. 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 So the next same question: does Gatanda Valley has similar program with corporations, and how does it work? Same question for Shibuya.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, actually, Gatanda Valley and Shinagawa City and enterprise some company based in Gatanda help together for the startups. So
you introduce primarily introduction.
Oh.
So you primarily introduce startup solutions to your large companies in Shinagawa. Yeah. So that would be your support from corporations. Is that correct?
We can introduce them so each so step by step to one by one. So yeah, it's very small community, but okay. Yes, hope so.
What about Shibuya?
Also, we can help big enterprise and startups by utilizing the network of the Shibuya Startup Deck. It's a consortium of 200 big enterprise and startups. Recently, we created an AI edge camera startup with Itoen, Japanese beverage manufacturer, to conduct a demonstration experiment in which each AI camera installed in vending machine and to count abandoned bicycles and analyze human flow near bicycle parking lots.
So I think it's very important. Unfortunately, I lost someone here to do a closing remarks from UBCT. So I think this is a key component of ecosystem, really a key component. It's not VC funds, it's not the angel investor. It's actually top corporations which actually can immediately take on into some innovation by startups, and that's extremely important. You've seen all the, in your presentations, whoever taken companies were able to place their products with the companies have been very successful. How we are going to, together going to create that ecosystem seems to be very important. But there is one actually distinction, which is a plug and play, for which corporates actually pay fees, right? So I think how we can do it is going to be very important. Next question. So, in your plug and play, because he's sitting next to me, if you actually do a percentage, is it only Japanese, just for Japan? Let's talk only about Japan, right? So, in Japan, in Kyoto, specifically in your location, how many startups, percentage-wise, are foreign, and how many actually Japanese? Would you be able? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in our cohort, 50% are Japanese, and the rest is foreign startup. And annually, we accept 120 startups, meaning each cohort we have around 70 or 60 startups coming from overseas and Japanese market, Japanese ecosystem.
Are these actually acceleration programs that are done by plug and play for free for startups, or is there a fee? So for startups, it's actually free because the corporations help to pay for the cost of operating plug and play. And I think that's very important to make a notice, right? What about you?
Actually, almost there no startups from foreign country. Yeah, right now, but just because Goddard Valley is a very small startup community, so we just started to introduce by ourselves, and maybe this is the first time to introduce our community in the foreign.
In foreign,
yes.
Perfect. Maybe we can do to take advantage of the first come, right? Okay. What about Shibuya?
So Shibuya Startup Board accepting in so far 48 companies, startup company from abroad. So we are accepting is like right now is for like fintech and age tech and ITs. It's a lot of the industry is the startup company is the apply for the startup visa, because Shibuya is the Tokyo is 23 words, but it's only Shibuya can issue the startup visa. So it's actually is really a lot of the entrepreneur doesn't have a company yet. So it's a really good have an opportunity to have in establishing a company in Japan, and then grow the business as well. So right now is that's 48 company, but so far is from America is most of a lot of startup companies, and also next is a French company, French startups. And also Canada and Asia and China, Singapore, a lot of the startups too. But so far it's Mongolian startups zero. So we really expecting is the coming Mongolian company in Japan and in Shibuya as well. So Please apply.
Yeah, actually, some of the startups that Shibuya Startup Support is helping is one of like part of our cohort. For example, AK Lab and also the Solar Duck. They joined our program, I think, last year. So I think this kind of cross-functional collaboration is also very important.
Okay, thank you. By the way, I actually met one startup in Kyoto, foreign-based, and I actually told them that there is a plug-and-play in Kyoto.
Thank you.
We are all about network, aren't we? So just following your comment, Kite is going to open Kite Japan to help our accelerator. So maybe we will be your first client. That's what I want to say. Second thing, for Mongolian, it's even easier because the partner of Shibuya startup in actually here in Mongolia. We are, after this meeting, we are about to visit their offices. You're welcome to join as well, probably. And then we are going to get introduced to their company as well. Next question, very important question because the government person is here, right? So how do you work with the government? Does government of Japan or Kyoto City provide some funding for plug and play? Same goes to Thunder Valley, same goes for Shibuya Startup.
Yes, I think I see like a dramatic increase of the funding coming from the government, especially from the regional government. For example, Tokyo Metropolitan Government is providing funding for the POC project related to smart cities between Tokyo-based companies and startups. Mm-hmm. And also Kyoto government is providing some funding for us to organize an international startup conference which is taking place at the end of February. So
next year will be happening as well. Every year?
It differs. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
let's go to
most
Kyoto.
likely it's going to happen next year. So yeah, I see many governments are providing more funding, especially not only in urban areas. For example, I see Hiroshima Prefecture, Hokkaido, and Fukuoka, like these prefectures, not in the urban area. They're also trying to attract foreign startups to come to their area and also get more investment for the startups based in these areas.
Thank you. Thunder Valley?
Hi, thank you. And it's a nice question. So, but it's Shibuya is a very small city, and we have very small budgets. So
like Ulaanbaatar city.
Yeah, it's better to ask Shibuya City and run and play.
Perfect.
Thank you.
What about Shibuya City? Do you get any support? I think your office is entirely supported by Shibuya City, right?
Yes,
okay.
We provide up to 1 year for free for startups. We can also support POC support. We have over 2,000 citizen monitor. You can get the feedback from citizen your product or yes.
All right, very good. I wanted to point out two things. I always about action plans, right? So one thing, the city, Ulaanbaatar city, I'm talking about Ulaanbaatar city, can pick one or two important topics for the city and do one vertical, right? That's, I think, one like smart city, for example, right? Or they can provide an overall support to develop, to have a thriving ecosystem, and those things are important. And I think UBCT provides this flow. What we need is more probably foreign collaborations and etc. I've noticed also Shibuya has a very vibrant VC scenery. You have already 60 VCs in Japan. Imagine access to 60 Japanese VC. What we can accomplish with that, right? So therefore, yesterday, at the end of our event, we proposed to JICA to establish our first Mongolian VC association. And then, of course, we invited all possible VCs. Yesterday, you noticed, so now we have MCS Ventures, Recycle by Investcore, Teso, us, and one more. I'm forgetting someone. So in any case, I think we are already probably able to have our own association, and JICA is going to help us to establish the connection with the initial paperwork, know-how, and all those things. So hopefully that discussion will continue, and we can learn more from you, and more importantly, open doors for Japanese investors. Last question before I go to the audience. If any of our startups wanted to enter into Japan, what are the current trends? What type of startups? What are the issues Japan is seeking to resolve? What would be your advice for startups in Japan? For example, you mentioned, Shibuya mentioned a lot of US companies. You obviously with your global network, all sort of 8 verticals, right? But which ones looking into, I know it's a very short view of Mongolian ecosystem, but which trends would you suggest like easy entrance for Japanese Mongolian startups into Japan market?
I would say it's not easy, yeah, for Mongolian startups to come to Japan. Especially if it's a technology-driven startup, like a deep tech startup, you have to have your IPs protected internationally at least, and you have to have enough tractions in your country or maybe from Central Asia. That's, I think, necessary before you think about coming to Japan. But in terms of software startups, I think there are a lot of potentials in specific areas that as I mentioned in the slide. Maybe like agriculture industries, like you can like unlimitedly get the data of animals' health conditions or animals' images for free or maybe at lower cost. And also you can fly drones wherever you want. I don't know, I might be mistaken, but yeah, you can at least, yeah, the regulation is much more loose than Japanese regulations. So you can get a lot of like actual data of operating drones, etc. So these accumulation of actual data, I think, can kind of enhance your competitiveness as a startup. So you need to kind of find an area where you can accumulate a lot of actual data just because you're in Mongolia. Or maybe you need to have very good technologies coming from universities.
Thank you very much. Shibuya, Gotanda Valley. So let's start with, it doesn't matter, whoever. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, actually, Japanese startup ecosystem saying, welcome every time. But I think, please don't contact to them directly. Yeah, please use some community like a JICA or like everyone. So actually, big company in Japan, enterprise company in Japan is
very difficult.
Saying very good things. Welcome anytime. But almost they don't go something. So
true. So true.
Yes, please contact our community.
And then language and the way we do business, and Japanese plan a lot, and we do not plan. A lot of issues that Mongolians need to work on as well. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Shibuya startup.
So I speak first and then next Shibuya. So as a Shibuya support team, I'm working with the visa program, but so far my understanding is a lot of startup company from abroad is really struggle in Japan because before apply the visa, it's a lot of challenges about bank account, opening bank account, and then find the investors. Those kind of enhance your business, everything. So it's actually also the funding and on the invest. They have a requirement in the 5 million yen for apply the visa. But during stay in Japan, you will find there's many opportunity, a good opportunity in a networking expand. So that those kind of will find a good way, but also you have to spend more money for the grow the business too. So that's kind of case you have to think about it before starting the business in Japan, maybe you have to include considering about it, how you drive the sales, and also like a cost of living, and then also how to find how much is gonna be, you have to spend all of those things. So please consider and before apply. And then also, if you have any questions, Shibuya support always welcoming any questions and then problem is we always willing to hear and then find a solution together. That's what we do. Yes, please.
Thank you. And Tsutomu-san?
Thank you. Also, I think Shibuya is characterized by diversity. So any startups are welcome. However, I think Shibuya is also characterized as a town of art and culture. So art startups and Web3 startups will be a particularly good match. Thank you.
I've noticed that when I went to the event, actually the event was really perfect for gaming, your company and some other companies, more than our startup, because I felt like there's so much opportunities to pitch to the companies with support from all these corporations, because they organize frequently meetings, right? But also, on the other hand, starting a startup in any country is very difficult. So therefore, we need to think how we are going to sell in Japanese market, who are going to be partners, and who we are going to partner actually to implement such projects, right? One strength Mongolia has is actually we don't have deep tech. We have to honestly admit that, because our science and only we are starting now with the courses, Japanese courses in Mongolia and etc. We're starting to revive our STEM, right? STEM universities. But we have an opportunity, as Hayata-san mentioned, drones, data in agriculture, any other. I noticed also healthcare could be also another area that we could really tap. And the reason is that each time we have, as I mentioned, we have venture funds in a number of countries. We look as a target. Same goes with Japan. We have a venture partner in Japan. So each time we actually go to them and ask, will this idea work? And they'll say, all right. And most of the time, the idea doesn't work because heavy regulations in healthcare, in every other area, drones, any other, very heavy regulated, because they always look for better, environment for their citizens, right? So I think we need to understand all this, tap it to see if there is an opportunity, and later, hopefully, to scale up in Japan. But obviously, if we can enter into Japan, it's a huge success, right? So I've met, another note, I met with a couple of startups which are started by Mongolians in Japan. And I just wanted to give a kind of idea. Obviously, I'm going to urge them to apply for your programs. But in addition is that what they do. One startup is actually, at this moment working as a consultant, as a IT provider for many Japanese corporations. For example, they are working on the next future of pharmaceuticals, right? That's how they gain partnerships with large corporations, ideas how to sell them, and their most urgent needs, right? So that I thought was very, very interesting. Another idea, which is actually related to drones, they actually work with a drone company in Japan, which actually provided them with seed money, and they're targeting US, right? So we need to also make sure that we are also having this connection between Japanese IT Mongolians which work in Japan, startups, right? And our Mongolian startups here to see what can come together, right? So I kind of finished with my questions. Anyone from the audience want to have questions? Huh? Any questions? Did I answer everyone's question?
日本語で質問させてもらいます。KFA の先ほどアディトのコファウンダーのオディと申します。昨年ですけど、私たちの日本の方に行って、我々のスタートアップは、その医療に関する、いまだにモンゴルや中央アジア、こういった発展している国は、やっぱりまだ健康に時間とお金をかけられないっていうのがありまして、その習慣が身についてないんですね。特に もうでそれをできるだけ我々は、まあ、彼は内科医であって僕は公衆衛生なんですけど、なぜ今こうビジネスをしているかというと、そのモンゴル人のその発展や発想を変えるためにしていることでありまして、でそのために日本との一緒に日本のある問題とモンゴルのある問題、両側にウィンウィンになる関係がいつ持てるかというと、例えば日本の産婦人科はその患者さんがいないということがあったんですけど、まあ、モンゴルはまだモンゴルで診断できない、モンゴルで治療ができないものもあって、そのいわゆる結構高額のお金がかかってしまうので、そのお金自体をその患者さんからは利子やいろんな手数料をもらわずに分割で払うことができるような医療のテーマなんですけど、まあ、こういったことを先ほどもお話のあったように、その日本の医療側にはやっぱこういったコミュニティがないとなかなか私たちから言ってこういう手術機だったりこういったことはサポートできないと思うので、こういったもしコミュニケーションがあれば我々の方でもいろいろ手伝いができることもモンゴル側にもあると思うのでよろしくお願いします。
はい。
Sorry, we have very short time. You can answer in Japanese because he's going to take advantage of his Japanese skills, right? So you can answer in Japanese. Anyone?
はい、そうですね。渋谷区もイノベーションハブっていう経産省が作っている医療関係のお困りごととか実証実験を受け付けているプラットフォームとかと連携をさせていただいているので、結構本当日本全体的に医療とか高齢化ってすごく社会課題だと思うので、そういったところを解決してくださるスタートアップさんとしてぜひ連携していければなと思っています。お願いします。
Anyone to add?
ありがとうございます。そうですね、まあ非常に面白いご提案だなというところを思っていて、で日本のやっぱ大企業のと、もしかしたら他の国の大企業もそうかもしれないですけど、大企業の特徴としてあんまりクリエイティブじゃないんですよね。どっちかというと日本って製造業が中心で何かをメインテインするようなところが得意だったりするので、なんか新しくアイデアを考えるとかコラボレーションのアイデアを一緒に考えていくみたいなところってあんま得意じゃないですと。なんでスタートアップによく言ってることとしては、やっぱり日本企業に対してどういうコラボレーションのメソッドだったり、が考えられるかっていうのを複数提示してあげないと、日本企業ってとりあえず提携しましょうみたいなことを言っても、いやちょっと何やればいいか分かんないですっていうふうになってしまうことが結構ありますと。なんで一つのアイデアだけじゃなくて、なんか3つくらいこんなことできそうですみたいのを持っていった上でディスカッションするとより進みやすくなるかなと思います。I just said Japanese companies tend to be not creative because they're very good at maintaining something like a production processes. So I think advice that I can give the startups coming from Mongolia is they should at least have some like hypothetical ideas of how to collaborate with these people and how you can benefit these companies rather than just saying let's work together or something like that. It's very abstract, broad. Japanese companies just would say no or we don't know how to do it. So that's what I said.
It's a very important point. And when we went with the Colpro, we actually also advised them what to talk with the KTTI, which areas they need to bring, so that there will be immediately interest from KTTI on supporting such startups, right? So that is a very, always think about your customer, right? And then think what they want, and then you can tell them. All right, that's all the time we have. And now I apologize because I think this is it, right? Any other questions? No? Okay. So, late second, huh? One question. Last one.
Very simple.
You can actually shout.
Yeah. So, although I kind of got panicked on the presentation, I think you guys got what we do, right? So, I know for a fact that the META, the Ministry of Trade and Economic and Industry, actually published this paper and actually created this really big project for 100 billion RFID implementation in the market and countrywide. So what we're doing here is basically doing the same thing, but from a startup and company perspective, right? So as I mentioned a little bit in the presentation, that we have a low-code solution, right? We have the software, and we have the potentiality to cut the cost of development, and starting from the tagging the items for high-volume companies. then we can start from there to implement this custom-made software for those companies and each and individually with less time and less cost. So that's actually our main business model that we are seeking for international markets such as Japan or Korean, whatsoever, any countries. So what do you guys think about this model? Do you think we have a chance there? I know that you guys suggested that's one question.
Yeah, actually, you can try with me or some community. So yeah, also in Japanese startup, so sometimes customize their product for each companies. So it can be get some money, but it's maybe it may be far from the startup venture capitals. So it's very hard situation. So okay.
I fully agree. Actually, to provide such services, low-tech service to Japanese company, you need to be perfect in Japanese, know the culture of the way to do business in Japan, and then all your solutions have to be in Japanese, and then you have to have a patience to work with them, right? But I think that would be my advice. Honestly, it's very not so easy to. Other countries, yeah. Yes, very demanding. Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort from your limited resources. So, I think you should think about other markets as well, like Southeast Asia, maybe, which is easier.
Central Asia. Well, thank you very much for our guest, and we have a closing remarks by head of our Ulaanbaatar City's Innovation and Business Development Agency, Mr. Bilgun will deliver closing remarks. He also oversees the operations, of course, of the Innovation Hub in UB City as well. Bilgun-san, please.
Thank you very much, and it's a great honor for me to be part of today's event. Even though today's event is coming to an end, but it's truly it's not the end, it's the beginning of our cooperation. And thank you very much for being part of today's event, and thank you very much for coming to Mongolia and in such cold weather. It's not easy, I know. And thank you, Kite Mongolia, for organizing this amazing event. I know that innovation technology is the cornerstone of the development of each country. So every startup company related with the innovation and technology has their unique contribution to the development of our country. So I would like to thank all of you to contributing to the development of our country, and especially to the UB City. Even though the UB City is facing numerous challenges, and as we all know, right? I hope that with the help of our startup companies, we can solve all these issues and problems, and hope to see our Mongolian companies, startups abroad, and to become one of the leading companies, not only in the region, but only in the world. So our agency is will fully support all the good ideas, all the new knowledges and opinions which come from your side, and hope to cooperate with you very closely in order to solve all these problems and contribute to the development of our country. And last but not least, I want to make one statement that our agency is planning to organize an international innovation forum and exhibition in the end of April. So you're all welcome to participate in this forum, and especially our Japanese counterparts. It'll be very useful if you can invite those technology and innovation companies to our event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bilgun. Thank you very much for our guests. And then we will work on this idea and provide you with some of the ideas, what type of startups may be interesting for Mongolian ecosystem. And then you can actually talk to your cohorts, talk to your companies and say, please come do something in Mongolia, right? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. And arigatou gozaimasu.